morning, everybody. What?
Hey.
What?
You're like, oh, God.
I know. I just was in the basement last night. The sirens are going off.
Yeah.
I'm doing no heat week on my hair, so it's just straight.
Oh, no.
It's just a mess, you
A
guys.
storm last night during no heat week?
I
know. Can you
Oh, my
imagine?
God.
Can you even understand?
Terrible timing.
You guys all have these beautiful, like, full heads of hair with, like, great body and curl. You have no clue what it's like to have fine hair that's straight as hell, totally hetero hair.
We do have,
Some of us have both.
listen, we do have
hard.
the best hair of any morning show. We
It's
are
true.
winning the hair war.
Yes.
The
Absolutely.
morning show hair war. Without a
On
doubt.
hair.
It's not even close.
No competition.
Yeah, like, the morning after, I think Doug Vaughn really holds their hair together down there. Like, as far,
Doug Vaughn's got great hair.
He does. He's a heartthrob.
I heard
Tim's
it's a
got
wig.
no hair.
Tim has no hair, but his hat game is good.
Jackson's hair is so light
Oh, my God, so
that
blonde.
it could be the thickest, greatest head of hair, but you
I have
can't
no
tell.
idea.
Because
He's just a baby.
he's just a baby.
He's just a baby.
Well, maybe it'll thicken up after puberty.
He's just a baby.
His hair is so platinum, and as is his skin. He's one of the most, I don't want to say
armies.
pale, but like, what's fair? Fair
Pasty.
Translucent.
Pasty is the word, yes.
He's,
Scott.
hair.
he's quite a
He's
fair
also
man.
told me his hair's given up. The army of his hair has given up ground
Oh, already?
already.
Oh, really? Oh, see, but that's
Me
the thing.
too.
You can't tell because his hair is so light and he is so fair that he could go totally bald. We wouldn't know for a while.
Well, listen, having King Scott with us really.
Oh, 50%. Yeah.
Holsters.
But
Well,
I would
thank you.
say, and no offense, if we got rid of Scott, we would still win.
Well, I'm not.
We would still win.
You guys are owning it. I have male pattern baldness. Like my hair
you
is
can't
slowly.
legally have that.
Well, I do, and it's slowly
It's
going away.
2025.
It's equality.
Rafe.
Okay.
Well, I'd look it up.
Baldness is DEI. Okay.
I don't know why that offended me, but you're right. Good catch, Rizz.
I'm slowly
Yeah,
turning
I was
into the
kind of
crypt
offended,
keeper.
I'll be honest with you. but-
Listen, can we focus on me?
Equal rights, equal rights, equal plights.
Cool.
I just want you guys to know that in the next year, I probably imagine it's 1991, and you're watching USA Up All Night or whatever, and the Crypt Keeper comes on.
That's you?
That's me. In just like a few short months,
wrong
I
with
will
you?
take my full form
gonna
with
look
my
like-
skullet.
You will-
Barbarian. They're going to look like the woman from Barbarian.
Yes,
There's a crypt,
With my
the
boobs
Crypt
out.
Keeper slept in a coffin, right?
sure.
Yes.
I mean, he had a bow tie
Oh, in a
on.
crypt.
But yeah,
Or
memory
they.
foam.
I don't know what their pronouns
A
are.
memory, yes, a memory foam crypt. You went to the basement last night?
Yeah. Yeah, reluctantly went.
I heard the alarms go off. None by you?
You know what? If they did, I did not hear them. I mean, the storm was gnarly. Lightning was hitting
Yeah.
our street for sure.
Well-
and the dog was just terrified and shaking. So I'm there just holding the dog, just going, "It's gonna be all right."
Well, did you
gonna be
hear
all right.
what was what happened in in North City on Friday during the storms? Like I don't know if the alarms didn't go off or they went off too late.
Yeah, there was some.
But did you hear
controversy.
about what happened? So the mayor talked about it yesterday during one of the press conferences. So the new mayor Spencer, she's been in office for how long? A couple weeks now?
Yeah, Paris
2 weeks, 3 weeks. So she admitted that the city's outdoor warning sirens were not activated as they should have been, leaving a lot of people without the usual emergency alert before the storm hit. So during this press conference yesterday, so the mayor Spencer said the failure happened because nobody knew who was supposed to hit the button.
What does that mean?
That's not good.
She's taken full responsibility though. From
But
what I
listen,
read.
it's not her fault.
Well, no.
Obviously, she's been in office for just a teeny weeny bit of time.
I commend her though for stepping up and going full responsibility. Let's.
Well, I mean, I don't know if she took responsibility, but she said, "Here's what happened."
Yeah,
A
and
button?
explain it all.
Quote: "A button wasn't pushed and the sirens were not deployed."
Okay, so it is somebody's responsibility to, hey, when there is a tornado warning in the area, somebody's got to press the button to make the sirens go off.
Yeah.
How is this not Steve Templeton's job?
Oh, I would
He's
love
got
it.
enough to do.
There should be a button in his studio that he just
Deploy.
For every area?
He rolls up his sleeve and pow! He has to roll up his sleeve to get his hand through a hole.
Well, no, or the
to
glass.
push the button.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Boom, and he hits it on camera. It's a whole thing.
Yes.
Party lights come on, confetti.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
It'd be like X Factor or whatever.
He's got enough stuff
Even
to
if,
do.
yeah,
It's
but
like- it should be the button from the end of American Ninja Warrior where they lift up the little glass thing
Yeah.
and then steam rises out of it.
exactly, dude. And even if he's not, let's say, officially responsible for the button, where are the producers that haven't put that together on TV anyway?
You're going to leave it
You're
up
welcome.
to KMOV?
What? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they need to have a button for the visuals.
Oh, yeah, showbiz.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, not even about showbiz, just like the effect of it will probably save lives. And I'm being serious.
Well, I would think with Steve's sleeves being rolled up, that's enough, but apparently not for everybody.
People don't know the
speaking
code.
of Steve sleeves-
Everybody knows the code of a red button.
When you see a sleeve rolled up on a weather guy,
Yeah. But that's like a new thing that we're trying to get the word out about.
My husband said over the weekend after Friday, he goes, sleeve Templeton, and it's just like Steve's head. You just have a tattooed sleeve.
I may
of
get
just Steve.
I may get a tattoo of Steve Templeton.
I might too.
Dude, let's make sure we got to get approval here. And it just says sleeve Templeton, and it has his head just sticking out of a sleeve.
Bro,
And you
what
can roll
if
the sleeves up.
Steve Templeton took his shirt off and he just has a tattoo of
Oh,
a shirt
clean up
with
on
the
aisle
sleeves-
8.
With the sleeves rolled up is what he has on. Like he has a full body, full torso tat of another shirt buttoned up, but the sleeves are rolled up at all times.
Oh my. There was a whole Reddit thread this morning of like appreciation of Steve Templeton, which we know on this show and love him dearly. But, last night I was watching him before we got into bed, and he's so calming and so responsible
Yes.
and great. And they need to be paying him double what they are. I support it.
Yeah,
You're welcome,
he
Steve. We've made you a star. Guys, we're going to make him such a star, he's going to leave this
We're
market
Ed
and go
McMahon.
somewhere bigger.
No,
We
he better
gotta-
not. I had that thought too. I go, if this mofo leaves,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
He's not
out.
gonna.
Yeah.
I'm out.
He's not gonna.
I can't
He's
stop thinking about the tattoo.
There needs to be a balance.
he's a St. Louis guy now.
I know, but
Oh,
you know
is
how
he?
this goes.
Yeah, he is.
Big money
He's
gets
leaving.
offered. He goes to the Weather Channel, the mothership.
Yeah.
Are you serious right now?
He's a neighborhood guy.
He's a neighborhood
He's
guy.
a neighborhood guy.
He's a neighborhood guy now.
We need
He's
to
got-
write a letter to his boss and go, look, do whatever it takes.
Lock him down.
He's got a
10-year
kid playing
deal.
hockey. Here, it's.
Oh, yeah, like these guys aren't used to just boop, see ya.
Right.
He's been here as long as I have.
This is a launching
Like he
pad
is.
city.
Yeah. And what's the talk been like for you the last year?
Then I'm going to
Florida,
Florida after when I
Right.
retire.
That's right, Moon.
When I
His sleeves,
retire.
Hurricane, you know how often his sleeves will be up down there?
Oh, Lord.
No, a hurricane every once in a while. Anyway,
He goes to LA,
back
it's
to
a
the button
wildfire.
issue, guys. Let's talk about the button issue.
Okay.
And again, this is the mayor, the new mayor of St. Louis City, Kara Spencer, during this press conference yesterday, said, it was not clear who was responsible for turning on the sirens in an emergency. So there was a policy set back in 2021. It did not clearly assign the job. It's either the fire department or the emergency management agency.
What do you mean? It's not like those people changed. Tashara Jones was the previous mayor. Whomever
Policy
was.
set in 2021 did not clearly assign this job to either the city's fire department or emergency management agency,
do you have any
leading
idea?
to confusion and a crucial button not being pushed as the tornado approached.
Okay, so who was responsible prior to 2021? Prior to this
Right.
change?
Conundrum.
The city emergency management agency? Or?
I don't have that answer. All I know is there was some kind of policy set in 2021. So the mayor said now, hey, idiots. She should have said that. She was like, hey,
Idiots.
morons.
Yeah.
From now on, moving forward, the St. Louis Fire Department will be in charge of pushing the button to activate the sirens.
You had one job, whoever you are.
And yes, she did, as you mentioned, she did take responsibility for the problem, and so the city is still evaluating whether anyone will be disciplined for the failure. And
Well, I mean-
we will volunteer our very own Rafe Williams to dole out any kind of swamp justice.
Oh,
as
I
needs
thought-
to be.
Oh, I thought he was going to be punished.
I thought he was going to be the button pusher.
Put me in the town square.
I thought
What are
he
you
was
gonna
going to take the
do?
punishments.
Oh, you want to take the punishment?
You want me to volunteer?
No, I was
volunteer as tribute for the fire chief.
The
No, I was
guillotine?
going to say you would help to
I'll do both.
with the disciplining.
I'll do either.
Well, I thought he was taking the lashes.
Oh, you want to take the lashes? I mean,
No.
I'll volunteer in
This is
tribute.
an innocent person.
One is willing to dole out the justice. One must be willing to receive it as well.
Okay.
Well, nobody's going to be punished because in 3 different quotes here, they're talking about how it really was not clear. It was not exceptionally clear about whose roles and responsibility was to do what. So, I mean, how you supposed to punish somebody if it's on paper?
They're evaluating whether anybody's going to be disciplined.
Yeah, but it's not like we haven't had storms since 2021. Like, why hasn't this been an issue before?
Yeah,
Well-
no one's brought this up.
Well, because a tornado has not hit the city since the 1950s.
Yeah, but you think, hit the surrounding areas, it could come here. So we need to figure out who
like a
actually does this.
precaution.
How
Well,
do we
maybe
know?
the button has not been pushed and nobody's noticed because nothing has happened.
It's got like dust on it and cobwebs. And
There's
stuff.
nothing's happened.
Maybe there was a spider on it and somebody who has an arachnophobia and they go, no, I'm not touching that thing.
Well, and also, and they made this clear as well. The sirens are really not for inside people.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Here's the
The
quote.
sirens
For outside
are meant
people?
for people outside. Like it's more of a warning for if you're outside, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
And she said this as well.
It says the tornado warning, which is an upgraded alert, went out on 2:38 p.m. Friday, which triggered general alerts to all cell phones
Everybody's
in the
cell
area.
phone should get the message.
They
Right.
then said that the city was also looking into complaints and some residents didn't hear the outdoor sirens, but noted that the sirens are generally meant for people outside, not
Right.
for inside. So with modern, blasts, it's the cell phone alerts. that are
Right,
supposed
right.
to
And
be
everybody's cell phone should have gotten the alert.
My phone starts going off. I'd been asleep for 2.5 hours and I just woke up and I was like, I just got Rizzuto moment where I just go, oh, God.
Yeah.
That's what I said aloud.
The whole thing.
I was like, what?
Oh, we're doing this?
Yeah.
And then we turned the TV on in the bedroom, and Steve's there, thank God, 11 o'clock. And then I'm like, oh, I don't want to go. And now we're down. Tim goes, do you want to go? I go, I guess. I don't want to be the reason we don't
Listen,
go.
our normal people 11 o'clock, because it was like 11:30 something, if I
Right.
remember. To normal people, that's like, oh, fine. To us, that's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning for us.
Absolutely. And I'm going, I got 3 hours
God,
left.
I had a couple squirts of melatonin a couple hours ago.
Oh, yeah, my gummy hit. I was out, okay? I was having a dream. Had to grab one. We each had to get a cat, go downstairs. Now I'm lying down with the roly-polies that are dead on the basement floor. God only knows
Okay,
what else.
here is something,
Cat
by the way,
food.
to be wary of.
I slept
And
through it a second time.
Okay,
did
you
it
have
even
a
go
problem.
off? Did
I'm
it,
2 for 2,
Did
baby.
it even go off at your house?
I didn't hear anything.
If a tornado
It
takes
may
you
not
out,
have gone
you're
off
asleep.
down in
I
the
heard
city.
thunderstorms and my dog was going. My
Yeah.
dog, thunder will get him. He's deaf, but he can hear that. If we were having big thunderclaps, so he was all up in my business.
They may not have gone off in the city. In the county, they did.
I got lucky because my dogs, they were doing pretty good, but one of them started annoying me, and then I realized the sirens were going, so I woke the wife up. She was completely out. We would have slept through the whole thing.
You had some bad hail up by you.
Yeah. Oh man, I filmed some of it, and then also the reflection. You see like my belly and everything. But anyways, it's
Where's
a
that
great
video
video
at?
of just the hail just
what I said.
pounding the windows. I thought it was going to shatter the glass in the kitchen. And
Yeah, they had
my.
mentioned Overland quite a few times.
yeah, it's because everyone keeps trying to tear up my yard and gardens and stuff,
And now Breckenridge Hills is filled with trampolines.
it's a bummer. We used to have all the trampolines, and now
Well, here's
most of them are gone.
the thing people need to be watching out for, especially if you have damage to your home, and even in homes in neighborhoods that had gotten bad hail, like my neighborhood on Friday. I had at least 3 roofers knock on my door, offering their services. Like, hey, I'm doing work up the street. I caught one guy in a lie. Oh yeah, we're working with Dexter up the street. Dexter.
That's a great.
Well, I said, point what house?
You big dummy. You got to pull out a Mike or a Chris or something silly like that.
I don't know, no Dexter.
But I bet you know a Chris or a Mike
Oh,
somewhere.
of course.
See?
If he would have said Joe,
yeah, like,
it's like 4 Joes on my
don't be a
street.
dummy. Dexter? What are
Dexter.
you talking about? There's like one every 3 zip codes.
I went, I thought I knew everybody on the street.
Oh,
You go,
What
get out.
house?
Get out.
No, I mean, I have, I called up Larry over at Happy Roof Co., and they'll be on my roof on Thursday. But what they're saying is you have a lot of these bad people coming in from out of town, and they take advantage of a crisis like this. These out-of-town contractors, roofers, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're no good. They do terrible work, and then they leave. And they leave you with a house that's still in disrepair, and they take your money.
Yay.
So cool.
And every time something like this happens, that's what goes down. The bad people start coming into town.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you do your research and make sure you go with somebody local. That's the best way to protect yourself.
Yeah, you got to look that up because, yeah, like Gorilla Roofing, they're actual local, still owned right here. It's good.
Do the gorillas install?
Yes,
Yeah.
they
That's
actually
so cool.
Have you ever seen a truck full of gorillas do a
It's quick.
roof? You see that truck pull up, you go, oh, the gorillas are here.
That's awesome.
No, listen, I don't care who you use. Go with the local company because that's how you know that there's going to be some accountability. Not these out-of-towners coming in trying to take advantage of people who who need a roof patched or their siding was ripped off or any number of things. So just be careful of these scams. That's it.
Okay.
And now we know who's going to push the button. It's going to be the fire department.
Good.
It's their responsibility.
I believe in them.
Me too. It's going to have chili stains on the button, but it'll be worth it.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
Fine.
It's fine.
I love a flavored button.
Hey, speaking of moving on, just speaking of scams, I don't know if you saw this video of this Australian TikToker. This fake scam is trending on TikTok, mostly because he messed with the wrong guy, and quickly this thing went sideways. So this guy will walk up to somebody at a grocery store or at a Walmart or at a Target, wherever, and he'll ask somebody what time it is, and then he'll wait for somebody to take out their phone to check to see what time it is. Mm-hmm. And then he takes his cell phone and then plays a ding sound on his phone.
I've seen this.
To make it think like he wirelessly stole money. You get what I'm saying?
I saw this at a Best Buy.
Oh, you saw somebody do this?
I saw like a TikTok of the guy like messing with someone at a cat. They were like buying something at a Best Buy, and he's like, "Ching!"
Right,
makes that noise, and he's like, "Oh, I took $20, sorry." And then the guy's like, what? It's like usually older boomers.
Right. No, this guy. So in this video, it's in Australia. It's a white guy with dreadlocks, and this guy ain't playing. Listen to this.
Excuse me, do you have the time on you by any chance?
1:35, mate.
Thank you.
What are you doing there?
I just needed...
What are you doing there?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Give me your phone. Give me that phone.
Right, can we just talk?
No, give me that phone right now.
Wait, you're going to break it.
What did you do then?
I'm trying to explain.
Give me the phone, right? Now you tell me.
I wish it would have.
Oh, that's my favorite. What'd you do there?
I wish
What'd
it would
you do
have
there?
cut to him just beating the crap out of him. Do you hear that sound, though? I mean, you know the sound I'm talking about.
Excuse me, do you have the time on you by any chance?
There it is.
1:35, mate.
There it is.
Thank you.
What are you
And he just has that. Just press the button and makes that sound.
Mm-hmm.
I love that sound because, like yesterday, I'm sitting on TikTok, and got fed something and I'm like, need that. And then it just ding, and now I got something
Did
coming
that
my
sound
way.
just make you happy?
It did. That is like the Pavlov's dog sound for me, which
gotta stay
is
off
temporary
TikTok,
joy.
man.
Dude, I know. I have
You're
been
out of
buying
control.
so much stuff.
You say
from
this every
TikTok.
day.
I knew a gal that got her dopamine fix. She was on what was it? Not Etsy. She had like a shop, and she was like a pro at this too. And she had like a legit job that was paying way more than any of us are making. And then this was like a side. It wasn't even a side hustle. It was like funsies. She would go to all these different vintage stores and do the rummage thing and all that, and then sell the stuff. And when you're hanging with her, her phone would go ba-ding, and do that every time she had a sale. And this chick was selling like 25 things a night But it was her fix, dude.
That's awesome.
Right.
He would ding, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah."
Cha-ching.
You know what I mean? Like that was her hobby, was making these little ding sounds. And who knows how much she was making? I don't know.
My wife, when she sells something on her website, it makes a cash register sound.
Yeah, that's what it was on hers. And dude, like you could see this gal, like she was if
Pure
if
joy.
she was happy, it's because her phone was dinging.
It's
That's
joy.
what- the one I saw was that noise at a Best Buy, and the guy was like, walked up with his phone. It was like, ching. And the old guy's like, "What'd you just do?" And he goes, "Oh man, I accidentally took $20 from me." He goes, "Hold on, give me your phone. I'll
this sound?
get it back to you." And he goes, "No, that was the exact same sound you played earlier." I'm talking about where it sounds like change, like sounds like a cash register.
Yeah, it sounds like a register ringing. It does that full.
Which is your Venmo. I think that's like the Venmo noise. So then the guy's like, "Oh, here, I'll give it back to you. Give me your phone." And he goes, and he does it again. He goes, "Oh, took 20 more. Sorry about that." That's what. And the old guy's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then the guy, the Best Buy employee, came out from behind the counter. They almost got into a fight. So he fooled the patron and the Geek Squad. Yeah, that one. He fooled the Geek Squad guy, too.
That's hard to do.
Well, you know what? I don't want to be involved in your pranks. Okay?
Oh,
Okay.
but you said yesterday you love pranks.
No, Learn said I
I
love
said
pranks.
that. Yeah.
I hate
Apparently I had
pranks. I
that
hate
wrong.
pranks.
You just like watching people
What
fall
would you? I
down.
mean, what would you do?
Do not open your drawer today.
Uh-oh. Is my stapler in Jello?
We thought
Damn
you
it.
liked pranks.
Damn it. What would you do, Moon? Some guy walks up to you. Somebody walks up to me, asks for the time.
Listen, last year, at the end of last year, my brother got scammed, and I've been cleaning up the mess pretty much every day of my life the last 6 months. So I am crazy hyper aware. I'm basically assuming everyone is trying to.
Are you going to grab him? So he
I have a lot of confidence in my
asks
speed.
you. He asks you for the time. You take out your phone. He takes his phone out and touches yours, and you hear that sound.
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence in my speed, so I'm not sure I would grab him immediately. If he took off running, he's going to hit the pavement pretty
kind of shoes you got
sooner
on?
than he thinks.
What kind of shoes you got on?
I always have shoes. I'm always ready to run, just so you know.
I've seen you in boots.
Yeah, my boots are well
Oh, your
laced.
running boots?
But they're made for walking.
Listen, boys, you should know. I'm always prepared to fight or run. I'm serious with my footwear. That's one of the reasons I would never wear flip-flops or sandals or people,
I've
coming
seen
in all
you with
in.
boots on that the laces are loose.
They're going to taste boot. I'm telling you, there are no loose boots on me.
I'm going to attack you randomly. I'm going to
Brother,
attack you randomly
better
and
be
see
ready.
what happens.
I'm not kidding. That's kind of something that I've, you get in a scrap or two and you're just like, well, I'm never going to be caught unprepared. So as far as my footwear goes, I'm ready to go.
You're going to be like Inspector Clouseau and
I know that sounds funny, but
Kato when he comes home.
I know
I'm going
that's-
to wait for you outside, and I'm going to be dressed as a little man.
Yeah, I know
And
that
I'm gonna
sounds
get your
ridiculous.
ass.
I know that.
No, it doesn't
I
sound
know that sounds
ridiculous.
ridiculous, but that's like one of the, that's one of the things I live by. I'm just not going to be not prepared.
No, I don't think it's ridiculous. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
to start wearing stilettos so you have weapons.
I'm just saying,
Weird.
I probably
true.
would get a little defensive, just like this dude, and go, hey, explain what you did just there. And I would probably immediately, before, if they stuck around, I would probably check my phone just to make sure everything's good. But like I said, dude, my brother was taken in every single way possible. And it has been the
It's a nightmare.
worst nightmare mess to clean up ever. It's still happening. Still, every single day, we're getting letters about bank accounts that they're opening and loans and all these things and credit cards. It has been awful. So I'm a little sensitive right now. So,
As you should be.
so this is not the time to be doing money pranks on me. And like I said, I'm ready to run, boy.
These conversations make me want to check my bank statement.
Yeah.
Know what's going on.
Right. I
Are
check
you putting
everything every day.
Are you putting hands on the person?
I only wear boots.
You hear that sound?
One
Somebody-
option. I'm dug in, so there is no flight. There is only fight. Yeah, I'm probably going to slap that phone right out of their hand. I'll at least snatch it, probably. Try to.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Australian dude was not playing around.
I don't want to get
You don't mess
physical.
with somebody's money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the last resort. I don't want to get physical.
I am at a point now that I assume
But I
everything's
will.
a prank, too.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be tough.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm at a point I assume any public interaction I have has an 80% chance that I'm being pranked. Because it's just everyone's doing it.
You know whose fault this is? Ashton Kutcher's. Mm-hmm. It really is.
Well, if we got to blame somebody, might as well be him.
Right? Well, he'll be the scapegoat, Mr. Punked.
I just feel like if anything weird happens in public, I'm always like, all right, where's your friend who's filming this on a phone around the corner? Because that's all I see on, all the socials. So I would probably assume that's what's going on. I feel like I'm fairly savvy with the technology stuff. I mean, I worry more about RFID stuff. I think anything that happened publicly where it was obvious it was happening, I would assume was a prank. But I almost never pay for gas at the pump. I almost always prepay.
This is your conspiracy theory?
Because you're worried about
You walk inside?
If I don't have, I'm not in a
about the
hurry,
covers?
I walk inside and I prepay if I'm using my card.
I
Just
have the
because I'm like,
But now they got the taps.
Now they got the tap.
That's
yeah.
what he's talking about.
No, I think it's
No.
harder. I think it's harder to rip the taps.
They say if there's an option to tap your card,
my
use
card
that
tapper
always.
doesn't work very well.
Oh no,
Something
that
wrong with
sucks.
my debit, so I have to slide or chip.
Well, that's one of.
Wait, can I see your card to see
You
if
need
I
to
can
have a new
fix the
card.
chip?
That's one of the reasons I don't use a debit either.
Yeah, you got to use
I
it.
never debit
I
it.
feel like there's another
But
wall.
they say the safest thing to do if you're going to pay if there's a tap
Tappy,
option.
tappy?
Tappy. Give me a tappy.
That's good to know because I look at it and I go, I don't trust this, but I'm doing it anyway because I don't feel like walking in there.
I don't want to walk
There's something
inside.
about feel like, and I don't know if we're just living in an infrastructure nightmare disrepair, but I feel like every gas station I go to, maybe it's because I'm in the city, there's like yellow bags on half the pumps.
Yeah.
It's looking
You're
like
worried about the skimmers.
it's just looking a little disheveled out there.
But
there's
even
like
if-
the thing to get windshield wiper fluids either empty or it's like a grayish hue. It's not even blue anymore, and I'm like, they're not coming out here and checking this very often.
But even inside there are the skimmers too.
Oh yeah, on the counters.
Oh yeah, you don't see videos of people. They put the device over it.
I haven't in a while.
That's
I haven't
hard to
seen
do.
that.
It's hard to do
There was a-
because those
there was
desks
a-
are always manned, or is it somebody on the inside might be involved?
I don't know, but
here?
if there's one clerk and somebody distracts them,
Got to refill the
those
Laffy
things are
Taffy.
pretty-
Nobody's looking. And
right? Yeah, this Laffy Taffy ain't gonna fill itself. That guy walks away, boom, takes 2 seconds.
Why did I think of Laffy Taffy?
I don't know. I don't think it's funny.
Yeah.
Laffy Taffy has jokes on the wrapper, and we're talking about pranks, right?
Well, I don't want to be involved.
Grape Laffy Taffy is my favorite flavor. You guys?
We need to all grow up.
I'm not sure I've had that. What was the one that looked like a big long pink tongue and it was watermelon, had the little seeds in it? God
That's
dang.
Laffy Taffy.
You don't like the mystery flavor?
That was so good.
No, that was
I don't like surprises.
That was something,
Wasn't Laffy
that was something special, right?
I don't like
started with
surprise
an
Laffy
A.
Taffy.
Airhead.
Airheads.
No, that's different.
No, it was Laffy Taffy. Airhead was always a little slicker than Laffy
Oh,
Taffy.
Airhead was the
Watermelon
Airhead's still going.
I don't think it was.
the mystery, right?
Oh, maybe.
Airhead was the mystery one.
Yeah, I don't like mystery flavors because then, you're setting yourself up 50-50 for possibly a disappointment. I want to
it
know
was Laffy
exactly what
Taffy.
I'm getting into.
I think the
It's
mystery
going
flavor,
in my mouth.
from what I read, was just what was left over. Like, oh, we have too much of this,
Oh,
so we're just going to call it mystery flavor.
It's like those dum-dum suckers at the bank. Mystery flavor. Ugh. With the question marks. Like, what is
those
it,
are
the
my
Riddler?
those actually were my favorite Dum Dums. That and the Rupee Barrels ones. Oh yeah, there you go, Laffy Taffy.
We've talked about this watermelon Laffy Taffy before. You can buy it on Amazon. There's like, I don't know if it's vintage or it's not. I bought some for my husband one year because it was his favorite.
Are there seeds in there?
Yeah,
no,
there's like little seeds.
It's like these little I don't know,
Edible.
pieces of texture or something.
I don't think I've had that.
Oh, God.
It was great in the 90s.
Yeah,
I don't
it
think
was
it's very good
pretty
anymore.
tight.
Speaking of the '90s, we were Lern and I were discussing. It's graduation time, and whether it be high school or whether it be college, man, I'm coming up, and Rafe too. We're coming up on our 30-year
Good God.
graduation. 30 year.
You gonna go? If they have one?
Is that a thing they do for 30 years?
I think so. Every 10.
I missed. You didn't do any of them.
I haven't done any of
Me
mine.
neither, dude.
Oh, please go and
on,
report
guys.
back.
I got bad news for Alvarado High School class of '96. I was class president.
Oh, you're supposed to be in charge.
I'm in charge of the button for that, and I have not pushed that button once. And they know, they knew what it was in '96. It was a fun thing to do. Fun guy. Not going to be not
a good organizer.
The vice, whoever in Amber, I'm talking to you. Amber Humphreys,
was your vice president,
who is now married. This is a different last name. We always knew you were going to be the one that had to carry the torch if we were going to have a class reunion of any kind.
And what has Amber done?
She has not, but she probably believes it is my job.
We should
But I'm
plan
publicly announcing.
So this is the emergency management agency and
Yes.
the fire department trying to figure out who's going to press the
Yes.
button.
Somebody
there
push
is
the
no
button.
clear
For
button.
goodness sakes. Mayor Rizz,
Hear
do
me out.
something.
Next year, RizzShow Live, Dowell, Illinois. It's your class reunion. We set it up. We'll have
sell
it
40
catered.
tickets.
We'll sell tickets.
How many people in your graduating class?
30 something,
30 something, and you can't get it together.
That's a party.
What do you need? 30 people? We got a phone tree. We could just be like, what you up to? Cool.
Apparently, it's just a Facebook thing.
It is, and I think that the last time I checked, and this is something interesting, I think there were like a span of years that were doing like a group reunion, which I think is great. It would be like 93 through 99.
What kind of horse crap is that?
Whoever wants to
Well, there's
come.
only 30 people in a graduating
Small town.
class.
Small
Okay.
town. We're like, if we're all going to take a weekend off and get babysitters, let's all figure out what everybody's up to.
Yeah, but you're hoping for like the 5 people that you want to see, but they're going to be like, nah, I'll go to next year's group one or whatever. And then
For his class, it's like you get a couple booths at at the Applebee's and you're fine.
We could literally just walk in without a reservation and get my entire senior class.
Yeah, you
sat.
go to a Buffalo Wild Wings
for sure.
with the,
yeah,
with the
so why
entire
not?
class.
It seems like an easy thing to do, Mr. President.
No, I don't see the need for it with technology and Facebook and social media. I don't.
Well, that's true.
Good
30
point.
years.
We all know what's up. We all know what
Do
everyone's
we?
up to.
Yeah, but
You can hang in person.
I see
don't think-
classmates sometimes. Like I've gotten together with people that I want to see.
the coolest and most intriguing people back then are the ones that are not on social media now. So it's like
How are we going to How are we going to tell them about it?
Like Scott Rizzuto.
somebody will find them.
Scott Rizzuto is hiding in plain sight, by the way.
But I'm saying it's it's like a
They could look you up.
tenfold.
Come
You're
find me.
interested in what they're doing, and those are the people you want to see. I hope they show up. You show up and you cross fingers. This is from a guy who's not been to one of my reunions. So
Oh, I
Would
tried
you
to
go? So you are.
I wanted to go-
class of.
I'm 99. I wanted to
99.
go last time. Well, whatever that was. Well, I guess it was 20, right? Yeah, it must have been 20 or maybe 25. Crap, I don't know. I wanted to go last time, but I was on tour.
25 was last year for you.
Yeah, I think I had a show or something. And sadly,
You would have gone?
Well, yeah, well, it was like one of the few ones that I wanted to go. I definitely did not want to go to 10.
Where was that? Andres? Probably.
Probably.
That sounds
know,
like an Andres kind of
I don't
thing.
know. It's South County, so Lamberg.
Where the
We got
prom
on-
used to be.
Go
We got
Flyers.
Andres.
The problem is one of the guys that was like really good at this, like one of the nicest dudes on the planet, the one that kind of organized him was, the ligament, if you will, to all the different things. He passed away recently, and
Dang it.
it's kind of it's certainly put a damper on it for me.
I love a class reunion. I didn't get to go to my last one. which
I
guess
would
would've been
go.
the
I just
20th.
don't want to be in charge.
Want me to do it?
Do it.
I'm gonna make a
Let
Facebook
us
group
do
right
it.
now.
The
Silverado
teenage
High
dirtbags
School.
can play. We'll MC it. We'll have
Well,
Will Pelly cater
no-
it.
What? Why are you getting Will Pelly involved?
I don't know. I want it to be RizzShow Live.
What is it?
Southern Illinois
Silverado
edition.
High School,
No.
El Dorado,
Elverado.
El-
ELV.
ELV.
Oh, they
this is all
misspelled it?
one word.
This is where elves go to school.
El Dorado.
This is where we learned the work in Santa's workshop.
At Alvarado High School.
That's
huh?
right.
In Dowell, Illinois.
I'm like Buddy the Elf. What if everyone in my high school was tiny and you guys found out? Like, no wonder you were.
Oh,
No wonder you were class president. You're the tallest.
Well, what is where's the last place you'd expect for the elves to be trained? Dowell, Illinois.
Right.
That's right.
good plan,
But
Santa.
do well if you really look at it.
Do well. Yes, do well, Illinois. You looking up Alvarado?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
The Fighting
Well,
Candy Canes of Alvarado High School.
This is in Elkville.
Correct.
Okay.
Next year we got your 30. So let's get this going.
Let's
start
combine.
planning.
Let's get your class and my class together. City mouse, country mouse.
We'd have a tough time flying
We could fly my whole class to New York
It's like an honor flight.
on Southwest for like $2,000 tops.
All right,
Let's
man.
rent a Greyhound.
Oh,
There's a, let's see, there's a wing night. You just missed that one. Let's see.
Class of 96 wing night. Maybe they are hanging out and not telling you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it looks like
That's
they're all
fine.
hanging out. Everybody but you. Oh, here's the thing that says, shh, don't tell Rafe. Well, there you have it.
the Don't Tell Rafe comedy tour.
Well, listen,
Don't tell Rafe the
congratulations.
babysitter's dead.
Congratulations to all the graduates. Class of, I had to look, 2025. I had to look. Class of 2025, whether it be high school, whether it be college. And I think it's time for me to dole out some advice.
Yeah.
These are for all the, this is more for the graduating college students.
Okay.
Like this is honest advice for college graduates in 2025. So how do we prepare these people for the real world? Because once they're out there, it's a wake-up call. Like, mommy and daddy are not going to do anything for you anymore. You're on your own. Just remember, graduates, the world doesn't owe you anything. But thanks to your student loans, you owe them at least $175,000.
That's right.
Graduates, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Be very afraid, because companies don't need any more reason to replace you with AI. Am I right?
Truth.
HR will tell you, oh, we're a family, right before they lay off your favorite coworker.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. The real world has fewer naps and more meetings, so pace yourself accordingly. Graduates, coffee is cheaper at home. Coffee is cheaper at home. You don't need to stop at Starbucks every morning. And just so you know, everybody out here in the real world is winging it. Everybody's winging it. Some people just have fancier blazers. That's it. Don't put proficient in Microsoft Word on your resume. Everyone is, even toddlers. If you're thinking of taking a year off to, quote, find yourself, let me save you the time and effort. You will find yourself in your parents' basement.
Well, yeah.
No one cares about your GPA. They care if you could stay awake during these dumb Zoom calls, honestly. Your salary is going to look great until you see your rent, insurance, and the price of avocados. When one door closes, graduates, another door opens. Unfortunately, both doors are to the kitchen at a Chili's, because that's the only place that's hiring right now.
That's all right.
And remember, if you're going to take one final piece of advice.
This is it.
Imagine me up right now in front, addressing the graduating class at WashU. I got the robe on, I got the thing on, the hat on.
Slouchy hat.
I got the hat on. Remember, when money gets tight, there's always OnlyFans. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Wow. I'm so proud of my kids.
Okay. All this money spent.
All this money spent just so you can show your knockers on OnlyFans and be a millionaire.
$40,000 a year. Great.
At least you're out of debt. I mean, that's one good thing.
Well, Fortune.com posted a list of the top 10 college degrees that earn the least amount of money straight out of school. So the median income for all the jobs listed is between $40,000 and $42,000 a year. So imagine you go to college, you get a 4-year degree in one of these things, and you are, what? What did I do? What?
Wow.
What? What? So, like, if you majored in a foreign language, like majoring in French, that's the lowest. I mean, I guess you could be like a translator.
And a lot of people do that.
A
after
translator or
school.
interpreter or a language teacher, you're looking at maybe 40 grand a year. General social sciences, like a youth counselor or teacher's aide. Performing arts, I'm going to be an actor or stage director. Anthropology, like a museum curator. Family and consumer sciences. These are all like majors that people have graduated with. Like you'd be like a nutrition consultant. General education, elementary or secondary school teacher. These are all like between $40,000 and $42,000 a year. Miscellaneous biological sciences, like a lab tech or research assistant, a social services worker, like a social worker. You graduated with a degree in theology and religion. Maybe a pastor. I mean, you're not going to break the bank. Maybe $40,000, maybe $42,000 a year. So grads with degrees in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, they tend to make a lot more. Good luck, guys.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck out there. It's
luck
going to
out
be
there.
great.
It's hard out in the streets for a pimp, man.
It is. Maybe you have to start doing that. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm looking. So back in 2017, I went to the Social Security Administration's website because if you look yourself up, you can see how much money you made, like when you first got a job, you know? And so in 2001, whenever I was starting to work at Bellasinos in South County, and it was like a very, very part-time job, for the entire year, I made $619.
Nice.
Okay?
Money bag.
Now, by the time I got into radio, like my first year of working at Keishi, like before I was on air, just in promotions and stuff, guys, I only made in 2009, you know, for the whole year. And I was working 3 jobs at the time. I was working at Keishi, I was working at the Old Rock House, and I was a barista. $22,000.
That the government
Sweet.
knows about.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, we know.
what do you mean?
What?
All those tips. All those
But
tips at the Keishi events.
It's so
No,
cool.
you don't learn.
I'm stealing money from the Keishi pig.
You don't learn. She's so buttoned up, she's afraid of getting arrested.
Well, yeah. Aren't you?
What?
I have nothing to hide. No, but it's so neat to like see yourself climb. And, you know, again, this only goes till 2017, but I'm just looking at it. But I mean, you can steadily climb. So you're
go
talking about that
backwards.
entry level of 42. It's like everybody's
Yes,
got to start
of
somewhere.
course,
Okay.
of course.
So don't fret.
Don't listen to your pal, Rizz.
Yeah. Just work hard.
I'm going to be a Debbie Downer.
I know these kids are scared.
God.
Ishless.
Get out
you know?
there and enjoy
Get out
yourself. For the
there,
first time in
have a good
180 years, Americans are doing poorer at 30 than their parents did.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's
And
going to be great.
Well, how about this? So this is from some parent was complaining online about this. So they said, we have a 17-year-old son who's about to graduate high school. He has no desire at all to get his driver's license or even learn to drive.
This is a trend that I'm seeing.
We had planned to surprise him with our older backup car as a graduation gift, and the mom was like, my husband still thinks we should, hoping it'll motivate him.
Dude, this is a fight in our house.
But the mom here is like, I'm afraid we're pressuring him into something he's not ready for.
Hey, and you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe he doesn't need a license.
Just looking for some input because we need to decide really soon.
Let him do it at his pace. If you force him on the road and he's not ready,
that's bad for you.
Now we all suffer.
Well, yeah.
Well, if could you take his video game console away or something like that, and maybe he'll be
blame it on the
bored
video games? Cool. You sound like
Well,
the
let's not
94
blame it on the
parents.
video games.
I'm just saying he's
What's this
comfortable at
Mortal-
home. He needs to be bored, so he goes out and has to do
How's
things.
he going places?
What's this Mortal Kombat Channel 2's telling me about? Is it ruining your life?
That's close to what I'm saying.
How's he
Knock it off.
going places? I guess you're driving him, or maybe his buddies.
They just don't want to. And I'm amazed by this because my niece is getting ready to turn 16. And I'm like, are you excited? Like, you can go to the coffee shop now. You can go to the bookstore. Like, you can go everywhere that you want to go that your family won't take you. She's like, I just am not excited.
I have 1 week till my son turns 16, and he's going to get his license. Like that morning, he's going up to the testing place, and he's going to take his road test.
Yeah.
And he's ready. He's a good driver. I know he's my son, but he's.
Gonna do well.
I'm relaxed.
That's good.
I'm relaxed. My wife, we were talking about this the other day, and we were driving somewhere, and she turns to me. She goes, "You know, the boy turns 16 next week. Are you going to be concerned?" I go, "Where's he going to go?
Yeah.
Where's he going? He's got a 10-mile radius of where things are. Mm-hmm. And I know accidents can happen anywhere.
The majority of accidents happen within a mile.
I know that. But it's not like he's going to go into the city.
He's a good kid. At Point Fest, I pulled him aside and I go, "Hey, your birthday's coming up. You're going to be driving." I go, "You need to be really careful because I don't want to deal with your dad at work if something happens." And he's like,
"Holy crap, Auntie Lern!"
He did say Auntie Lern was being a real Debbie Downer. How
I
much
said,
did
"You
have
got
to
to be
drink?
good." I go, "Don't you ever drink and drive." I always scream at the kids.
Did you tell him that?
Yes. He goes, "I'm not." I go, I know
I'm
you don't
not. I'm on
curse.
methamphetamines.
I'm like, "Please just be really safe." I go, "Your dad's going to be concerned."
No, I said I'm good. I said I'm going to be good. Yeah, okay, there's going to be...
You're worried about the other people. You're not worried about him.
Exactly. No, I'm worried about him, too.
Yeah.
Because really, it's other people, too. A lot of people are not giving grace to, like, beginning drivers. And I doubt your kid's going to be a nerd to have, like, "Hey, new driver" on the back of the car, you know? Like, I see those signs, and I'm like, okay. I start having empathy, and I'm like, give those people
the permit
room.
driver I have on the back of the car.
Oh, you do? That's nice.
But... I said to my wife, I go, "He's not going to go into the city, right? Kids have no reason to go into the city
Not
anymore."
yet. He will eventually.
Why?
Did. Yeah, mine did.
Games.
I want to go.
They go
with
into
his
the city?
friends.
Well, yeah. So my son and his girlfriend, we met them down at the St. Louis City.
Okay, aside from I'm going to the Blues game, I'm going to the Cardinal game,
Hey,
I'm going to the soccer game.
It's downtown. I mean,
I'm talking about
It's downtown. It's still the highways. It's still multiple miles.
I'm talking about the going to hang out in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a
nobody's
joyride.
going to creepy crawl like we were.
On a whim,
My parents
we
didn't
would
even-
go into so my formidable high school years were outside of New York City, and it was always whenever anybody got their license, we were 20 minutes away from the city.
Mm-hmm.
It was always, "You're not allowed to go into the city.
Mm-hmm.
Not allowed to go into the city."
And you did anyway.
On a whim, we go, "Let's go into the city."
Yeah.
But these kids would go into the city not on a whim.
Yeah.
They'd go for a Cardinal game. They'd go for a Blues game. They'd go for a soccer game.
Dude, I was playing shows. Pardon me. I was playing shows at Creepy Crawl, and you ain't got no dressing room. I mean, if you want to count that one thing. So you're in the parking lot, and it was a messed up parking lot. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
That Tucker and whatever parking lot. And my parents didn't even know where I was. Like, they didn't know I was
Same.
down there. They had no idea what downtown is, except for the Cardinals game to South County. That's the only thing that they knew.
Well, what should the advice for this family be? 17-year-old kid about to graduate high school.
Don't push him, man.
No desire to get his license. Yeah, but
It happens. It'll happen.
the
yes,
kid
this
is
a
going to
different time.
graduate school. He needs to get out of here.
It's weird when people, like my friend Emily, she did not have her license at 18 when we were working
It's
at the mall
weird.
together. And I always thought that was strange. And then she got her license finally and she hated driving, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But you got to get it. You have to, that's such a big step. And I think
It's
you do kind of need
necessary.
to push them because
No, it's
otherwise
not.
they're not going to push themselves. You're still the parent. You still need to be like, hey, this is something you have to do. Like this is part of the.
Yes, it's part of being an adult.
Yeah.
Because I have a friend that he wasn't pushed, and he's a year older than me. Still has never got a license.
Get
and
outta
still
here.
lives at home.
That's
Still
wild.
lives at home,
This is a very, very bright guy, super talented artist, everything, and
and it's weird. It's
And
it's
you-
a
and you
weirdo.
can-
bummer.
you
It's
can
such
tra-
a bummer, and it makes me really sad because I really love the guy. And
You can trace it all back to him not wanting a license.
It's part
I'm
of
just
it.
saying I don't
It's
know.
part of it. I'm sure.
I think that's a symptom of something else that was going on in this guy. Like you
well,
said,
maybe that's all part of it.
He's
of being a
45 years
weirdo.
old. He's 45 years old and lives at home. This is
45 years old. You don't have a driver's license.
listen. This is a small percentage. That's a very small percentage. Like you can't equate that to all these
But having a
17-year-old
driver's
kids that don't want a
license,
license right away.
having a driver's license is a part of being independent and not reliant on other people.
Sure, but not everybody needs one the day they turn 16. 16 is still so very young. So if they're talking about a 17-year-old
We're
kid,
talking
right?
about who's going to graduate, who's graduating high school.
I understand.
With no motivation to get a driver's license, being an adult or starting to become go into the adult world.
Mm-hmm.
you need to be independent.
And it's also easier at 16 because everybody's going through that at the same time. And so there's a bigger support community of like, oh, I just got my license. I'm nervous. Oh, me too. You know, they could like talk about it amongst their friends or be on the same wavelength as the people their age.
If you're graduating high school and you have no desire to get your driver's license, you're a weirdo. You are.
I knew a few
You're
people
strange.
back in the 90s, late 90s, that didn't get a license until they were until 18, until they had to. And these were people that, you would look at it and go, wow, you're weird, or you're attached to your parents at the hip, or blah, blah, blah. They're all extremely successful, normal, very, whatever people at this point. So everybody's just at a slightly different pace. And that 4 years between 16 and 20, everybody's doing the same things, but not everybody's on the exact same pace, especially these days, because you got all the communicative capabilities to be independent, shall we say, where you're speaking and you're we wanted to get in the car so we could go see our friends because we couldn't see our friends that we couldn't bike to otherwise, and our parents were done taking us places.
We don't live in New York City. We don't live in Chicago.
But we live in a world with Uber
but
and other people that have licenses.
That's unreliable. And then other people with licenses, now you're depending on other people. We live in a city where you need to have a car to get places and to do things.
I just couldn't wait. I was like, I want to be able to go where I want to go. I want that independence so bad. And
me too.
I guess that was the norm back then.
Which is fine. And for us, it was a lot of the social aspect.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of being social.
Yeah, dude.
You also instantly have a place to hump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is stopping these kids?
You're making out in the back seat.
16-year-old Moon knows what you're talking about.
had privacy.
I know.
You immediately had privacy.
Maybe that's your PTSD coming in where you're like, you know what? Let these
You don't need to
that's
drive.
true.
Let
Yeah,
be
makes sense.
abstinent.
Maybe you don't need to be in a car alone with your
What is
girlfriend
this?
at 16.
Is this a Honda Accord of a den of inequity? I don't know.
I don't know. To be in the back of a Buick Skylark discovering stuff about myself.
Hey, why you got to be so specific?
Because
Were you there?
Was it a Skylark?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Me too. Maybe there's something with the Skylark, dude. It
You
makes
guys
you
are
very
banging
fertile.
chicks in your
What's wrong
Skylarks.
with you
That's
guys?
cool.
It's odd.
About other
Cloth
people.
seats.
If you have no desire to get your
Microfiber.
license, you are a strange person, and parents, you need to push them.
They're just too comfortable at home.
Yeah, let's
My
push
thing
our
was
kids.
we lost a cousin about a year or so before I turned 16, and so I was pretty terrified of the car situation. So I was like, well, I got a bike, I don't need a car. And thankfully, my parents were. I waited about a month before I turned 16 to get my permit, and my parents were like, you gotta stay. They just made me. They're like, sorry, there's no. And so I did. And all of a sudden, you're like, this is the greatest thing ever.
If you don't have a car, chances are you don't have a job.
Is this
Yeah,
not
you gotta
cool
get a job.
to them anymore? I don't get it. I remember vividly, and I'm a total turd box, by the way. Not a cool. I just remember sitting in the driveway of my house and thinking that it was cool that I could turn the electric on and listen to and sit in the cab of my truck or my car and put on whatever music I wanted. And it was loud and listening to the speakers of my own car. I'm listening to my music. I'm not listening to what my dad and mom are listening to. And I just remember that being such a seminal moment of being a kid of hell yeah, dude, I just put the Metallica Black Album.
It was part of our identity.
But
And now it's not.
Think of
I
all
understand that.
think of all the subtle metrics that you're talking about.
Can't wait to drive uptown with this on.
Think about all those metrics that made that moment such a huge independent thing for you. That doesn't exist for our kids. Our kids get whatever music they want in their own headphones, in the Bluetooth, in a Spotify
true.
playlist, blah, blah, blah. They get to communicate with their friends in 1,000 different ways, even face-to-face with FaceTime. I'm talking,
Yeah,
there are
it's
so many subtle
No,
metrics that make
totally
these
different.
totally different worlds.
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that it was part of our identity when we were growing up to get your license.
And they don't need that to find their own independence.
But I need you to get out of the house.
Right.
Listen,
I need you to get out and be a productive member of society.
There is no app for the wind in your hair, dude.
I know, and crying in your car, and nobody knows you're crying. It's great.
What the hell's wrong with these kids?
There was nothing better than being in an emotional state of distress, leaving the house because your mom's pissing you off.
Or a breakup?
Or a breakup, and just jamming White Pony, driving down Bluff Road and scream crying and letting it
Cannot
out.
relate.
Oh, that was me every Saturday night.
There's no app for putting the pedal to the floor and going over Thrill Hill.
Oh, I know.
Leaving the ground for a second, letting your little tummy get taken away while your best friend almost poops himself in the passenger seat. These kids
do that on your headset down in your basement playing
Grand Theft Auto,
whatever you're playing.
Please.
I remember getting my license, not having a CD player, having to save up money for my part-time job, going to Audio Express, paying the $150 or whatever to get that thing installed.
Yeah.
And then it was go time. It was the best.
Our buddy Corey brings up a great point. Getting your driver's license was the gateway to fast food we didn't get as kids.
That's right.
Yeah, good
That's
point.
true.
Yeah.
And my first car, my rolling turd had I talked about this before, but whoever had it before me, they'd gutted it, and the back seat was just a big long igloo cooler that they'd bolted to the floor with a blanket thrown over it. There was no actual back seat. Seatbelts were like hanging loose in the hatchback. I had a built-in cooler in my car. I would pile all the baseball guys into the back of my hatch and drive from the baseball field was like the next town over.
Oh, so you were always responsible for bringing the oranges.
Exactly.
Rafe's got water and oranges in the car.
I'd have so many guys piled in my hatchback that it would you'd hear the wheels rubbing on the fender wells.
Yeah. 636 on the Coleman's Campers text line, he makes a point saying the lack of motivation is most concerning.
Yeah, I know it's
Yeah, I guess
concerning.
It's not that I
because
just don't
we don't
want to
understand it.
I just don't want a license.
Are parents too cool?
Not
Is this our fault?
No, man,
No.
It's just a different world.
I
And
wanted
we're
to get the
confused
hell-
because they're not living the same lives we are.
But I wanted to get the hell away from my parents.
Yeah, same.
I wanted my parents to be away from me. I didn't care. I just was be away from my sight right now.
I think our parents also wanted us away.
Possibly, but
little bit
I
more than we do.
definitely, kids don't seem to care. Is it just because they get to go down to the basement and do whatever they want?
I think so. I think they've felt much more independent.
I wanted my friends in my car. I wanted to be saying cuss words. I wanted to be riding around uptown listening to Adam Sandler tapes or Dennis Leary's I'm the A-hole. We were
just didn't
Two
want to
Live
know.
Crew. We were listening to music we weren't supposed to be listening to. We were saying words we weren't supposed to be saying. We were smoking cigs, ripping darts in the McDonald's parking lot.
It's our job as parents.
God, it was fun.
I think it's our job as parents to mold these minds and to give them the motivation.
Yeah, push them.
To push them a little bit. Hey, man, you need this. You need a license to get around.
I'll admit I am also being selfish because my older daughters, we're in their 20s before you know it. And it sucks and it goes too fast. And I don't mind my kids kind of hanging around a little longer.
So
That's what I'm saying, man. It makes me sad. And what did I tell you? As soon as that boy gets his license, gone. You're not gonna have the relationship. Not that you're supposed to, but you're not gonna have the relationship that you've had the last 16 years. And I know that sounds overly, emotional or sensitive, but I'm telling you, brother,
yeah.
you only get so many years with these kids, and then the house is quiet, and it kind of sucks. Somebody out there's feeling me. I know what you're. I'm telling you, dude. I've had the two phases of children, and I've been through all of that, and I'm kind of making sure that I absorb it.
Here we go.
You wait. You're gonna be the one that's driving around crying.
Child arrived just the other day. Came to the world in the usual way, but there
Good luck, everybody.
catch and bills to pay. He
Learned to drive while I was away.
was talking for I knew it, and as he grew, he'd say, "I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you."
Yep.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. We'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then.
Get your license and get the hell out of the house.
But please come home.
Only song in
so
history
good.
where, was that a guitar? What is that?
A sitar.
A sitar makes you cry. I'll be honest though, man. The kids even I remember leaving the house and not having a destination, and that was okay.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
being like, "Where are you
Going
going?"
to cruise around.
Cruising. Don't know. Okay. I don't know. Do kids do that now?
Probably not with gas prices.
Yeah, I think they do.
I don't think kids in Wildwood are super concerned with gas prices. They're probably
When they're
getting
paying it
covered.
themselves, I mean,
Well, that's another
How
thing,
many of
too.
them are paying it themselves?
the Rizzuto kids will be paying it.
Okay, let's take the Rizzuto kids out of it.
That's another thing is insurance is like quadruple what I paid. I had to pay, what was like $55 a month or $60 a month or something like that. I could do that with my
Wow.
service merchandise job.
Yeah, insurance is expensive if they get a Beamer.
My mom gave me a BP gas card. She also did it for my sister. So we could just put our gas on
Well,
that.
it's like my
Oh, really?
my
Oh, yeah.
mother.
Cool, Mom.
You know, my yo, whoa,
Jill was cool.
Cool, Mom. That is
You know, my
cool.
mother, my wife's, parents. You know, we have, my son's, uncles and aunts. What do you want for your birthday? 16 is big. I go, let me answer for him.
Wow.
Gas cards.
Gas cards, yeah.
Gas cards.
We need,
Yeah.
we need car insurance gift cards. That's what we need.
Is there a...
Here, son, it's a piece of plastic that says Allstate on it. It's good for $50.
Sad over here. Is there a place where kids hang out?
No.
Like, we used to just tailgate. We used to just go to a place called the Barricades, and someone would start a fire with loose timber,
Like the Lost Boys?
and we'd pop the tailgates down and we'll steal whatever beer we could out of Grandpa's fridge, and
Hang out.
it was like the spot where we would divvy up the score. You know, what'd you get? Oh, I got a 12-pack of Stag out of my grandpa's
I'm sure there are
garage
spots.
fridge.
I'm sure there are spots.
People
Why,
aren't drinking,
why aren't
though.
they excited to go there?
I'm sure there are spots. I just don't know where they are. I think I'm in bed when they're.
Because this isn't Greece.
It's called Instagram.com.
We're living
is
in a
the
different
spot.
world.
Well,
Or
we had our
Snapchat.
spots.
We're
in
sounding, like,
Greece.
we're sounding like our parents, man. I'm telling you.
I didn't race in the aqueducts.
Yeah, but you're
you
basically
did.
saying our version of it. We were on the beach, with
Oh,
the,
Sandy, don't make me laugh. Ha, ha.
yeah, but it's the Karate Kid scene, when they drive up in the
Well, they-
enduro bikes.
Kanicki's like a Hallmark card.
Let's
do our dance.
They had they had
That's
the
what you
beach.
sound
We hung out in the diner parking lot and the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot.
Yeah, Denny's. Like we hung out at Denny's. And it was a different thing. Just we weren't racing in the aqueducts like our parents were.
Yeah.
And our kids aren't hanging at Denny's and ripping darts in the parking lot of White Castle like we were.
Right. Nor are they
Well,
climbing
they are
coal mines
square.
and smoking weed up top.
Yeah,
Am
that's
I
kind
right?
of what I'm getting.
They
at.
are
On the
square.
number 9 Blacktop Road.
That's right. Why aren't you exploring abandoned mine shafts?
I know.
I'm here for your
Oh,
youth.
too busy playing Minecraft?
We're in the mines.
We were in the actual mines,
I
dude.
literally was one of those squares, like shimmying up one of those.
Oh, you play Minecraft? What's craftier than breaking into an old mine?
Good
point.
It's for real.
I'm just here to try to play my part to make sure we don't sound like the boomers.
I don't care.
You know what though? Like
They have wisdom.
it's firing on
I
all
know I'm
levels.
old.
They're not driving. They're not drinking. They don't have cousins. They're afraid of everything. So like their cousins aren't taking them up ladders to the top of a mine to smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just being good. They're just being good kids, and it's lame.
They don't go into
feel
old vacant
bad.
houses.
Oh,
or
heaven
anything?
forbid.
Yeah.
Live your lives.
Will my son ever know the feeling of throwing a cinder block through a plate glass window in an
Probably
abandoned
not.
house? Probably not.
No, he won't. Because there's cameras everywhere now.
That's sad.
It is sad.
What are
That's joy.
abandoned houses even for?
That's sad.
Super sad. I just don't. I just feel bad that they don't get that experience, that's not an exciting thing for them.
But also, what is exciting for them, we can't understand.
No, 'cause, I mean, they're in the-
that's also our problem.
They're living in the future.
They got their own thing.
Exciting to them is picking up a treasure chest with a golden gun in Fortnite.
and then
It's-
filtering their face.
It's
Yes.
like
Which is
that
cool.
that age-old rap song. Parents just don't understand.
Perhaps.
Is going to be right no matter what generation does what.
But
I'm not upset.
get your license.
I
Parents
just don't
just don't
understand how
understand.
that's not a piece of the puzzle. I would have enjoyed all the things they enjoy as well. Like, I love video games. I would have loved to have a headset on to be playing video games.
VR.
But I still would have wanted to go
Spotify.
places. Like, I still liked being out
Not
of the
at
house.
home.
Oh, so does
We
my
made
daughter.
our homes too comfortable. I think that's what it is.
That's what I'm wondering. Is our parents
what-
gotten too cool where they're just like, nah,
I said you got to make it boring. That's
Oh,
I'd
what I was
rather
saying
you
earlier.
do whatever you
Yeah.
want as long as you're here.
They find their own self-motivation when the time is right. My daughter was a homebody. She loved just having friends over and blah, blah, blah. It was probably the first week she had her license. I haven't seen her since. She's visited every 7 Brew in the friggin' area. Okay. She's at the mall constantly. Like, I haven't seen her. You know, I mean, she's old school.
My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad. Come on, let's play. Can you
don't give me this.
I said, not today. I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay. And then he walked away, but he smiled at the tip and said, I'm gonna be like him.
Next week, buddy.
Yeah, you know I'm gonna be like him.
Dad, watch me shoot hockey pucks in the driveway. I'm busy.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. The little boy blue and the man on the
Dad, I got your mitt out. You want to have a catch?
home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then.
Yeah. All right, enough of that. Today's Team Rizz Member of the Day is brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, the official sports bar of the Rizz Show and home to St. Louis sports fans since 1990. From Columbia, Illinois, Rebecca Thayer.
Rebecca.
Team Rizz Member of the Day. Rebecca has been a fan from day one, an active Rizz evangelist, and has been to many Rizz Show events. My boyfriend is already a Team Rizz member and rubs it in my face almost daily while listening to the show. Please help me get my revenge. Here you go, Rebecca. Rebecca loves how Lern gets under my skin.
That's not true.
Rebecca works at Columbia Bluffs Luxury Apartments and is a mother of 3 wonderful and beautiful girls. Well, congratulations, Rebecca Thayer from Columbia, Illinois. Our Team Rizz Member of the Day gets super sweet Team Rizz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz.
Dude, I'm starting a new organization called Uncle Rafe's Kids. And it's like the Big Brothers and Big Sisters, but I am going to just... everyone shows up with a carton of cigs,
and then you're
some loose garage beers, and we teach these kids how to be cool again.
And then you're kicked out of the club. Membership lasts 3 months.
That's right. This will be... Get in now. This will be a very Columbia House situation.
All right, Lern, what do you got?
Jim's bust has been found. Live music tributes are cool. Catfishing for a divorce and movies to watch this weekend if, in fact, the weather sucks.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be great weather this weekend.
Bummer.
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays. We got the porno birthday. Today is National Streaming Day. And think about the most important movies of the 1990s. We'll chop it up next. Stay there. Phone number 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833, the Coleman's Campers text line. 314-649-DUMB, the Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz, the socials at RizzZ Show. All right, today is National Streaming Day, so what the hell is that?
It's where we honor the streaming services that we waste our lives with.
We honor Netflix. We honor Hulu.
I'm going to honor Netflix coming up in crap on, like literally honor them.
We honor Paramount Plus. We honor Max.
It's
HBO Max.
HBO. It still says Max on my thing.
Well, maybe you need to download
Maybe I need to
update.
update. Yes, the unofficial holiday to celebrate the widespread availability and ever-expanding world of streaming entertainment. And today celebrates the cultural phenomenon that streaming has become. We were talking about, being kids of the 90s, where we were at the whim of the whatever network you're watching or the cable company. They're telling you what to watch. Now I get to choose. Mm-hmm. And too many damn choices.
A la carte, too much.
Too much. What's that thing called when you have too many options and you still can't find something?
Netflix paralysis.
Choice paralysis? Or what
is that what it is? It's
Option
called choice
anxiety.
Is it called choice paralysis?
It is. I believe it was called Netflix paralysis for a long time. And actually, Netflix wormed its way.
I mean, I found myself on Sunday night.
Yeah. Choice paralysis occurs when the abundance of options leads to feelings of overwhelm, anxiety, and indecision.
No, I wasn't anxious. I was like, I can't find anything to watch, but yet I have everything to watch.
Do you do that thing where you'll scroll through and you'll start adding things to your queue, like, oh, I am going to want to watch Practical Magic again for the 800th time, and then you start thinking, well, I don't want to watch this now.
Yep.
Like, am I going to feel like this later?
That's what it is. I don't use the queue.
What?
I don't use the queue.
Oh, it's fantastic.
You go rando?
I go if I want to watch something, I'm doing a search.
That's what.
That's what Mallory's always yelling at me. Because I always get on and I kind of like scroll down. She's like, just go to search. And I was like, yeah, but it's gonna be right here. And then I ADHD it and I'm watching something else.
Well, there's so many. I mean, you literally have everything. And you want to watch, if I want to watch Spaceballs when I get home, I'm going to watch Spaceballs when I get home.
Yeah.
Because I can. Back in the day, you'd have to wait till, they wanted you to watch Spaceballs. I don't know why I chose that movie. But
You'd have to go to the store and rent it.
Or rent it. No.
Just wait 20 minutes. It'll be on KPLR. Or
I could wait no minutes and watch it right now.
But you do that. Most people do what Lern's talking about because we do it too. Like the choice paralysis of like we spend more time on. All right, let's watch the trailer.
Yeah.
What's this show? We'll cook dinner and want to eat while we're like two little hogs eating off the coffee table together and watch something. Let's sit down and watch a program. But we don't watch anything. But we're done eating and we're still watching trailers and looking at previews and adding stuff to the queue. And then I'm like, should we go to bed? We don't have really.
Yes.
We don't have 2 hours to invest in this at this point.
Also, it's really hurt our attention spans.
Yeah,
with the ability to just, I don't like this, I'm going to shut it off.
Not only attention
Onto something
spans,
else.
but satisfaction.
Yeah.
Like your ultimate satisfaction level is very much, affected by choice paralysis or choice overload bias, because you're constantly telling yourself, "Oh man, I made the wrong choice. I should have done this. I should have done that." Or you may even enjoy something, but you may have enjoyed it more if you had fewer choices and were kind of there wholeheartedly.
Do you know somebody that just has cable TV and no streaming services?
Yes, my father.
Besides your parents?
No.
Yes, he's gonna die with a cable remote in his hand.
So he does not use.
Refuses to even speak about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's not funny to me anymore because I've just been like, you're just throwing away money. But
Netflix, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. He knows that he could watch whatever he wants, right?
To be honest, I don't know what he knows. He's so oppositional when it comes to talking about this kind of stuff. He's just like, I have everything I want. Why would I want to change?
But you
Why
don't. But you know,
I'm telling you,
there's so much more out there for you.
This is
Dad.
not a battlefield you even want to look at. Do not fight this fight. It is not a fight.
Next time I see your father.
Good luck, brah. Watch out, he's a lefty.
I'm gonna have some questions.
Like, what's he doing all day?
Next time I see your dad out,
He's one of the most fascinating people on the planet.
And can we have a camera on it? Because I just want questions. I just have some questions for him.
Well, you just got to know going in. He's one of the most intelligent and well-read men you'll ever meet. And he's also one of the most stubborn when it comes to this kind of stupid crap.
Dangerous combo.
Dude, extremely volatile. But he's very peaceful, and you'll never know that he's angry because he's so dry. He's amazing.
You do not mention the name Netflix in this house. I don't want to hear it.
I'm not sure it would even register. That's the thing. We're not talking about a conversation here. He would hear the word, and it would mean nothing. It's as if he can't see or hear it.
He's an analog man.
He's an analog man. Mm-hmm. He's just I don't want to change.
That's fine.
He's like, I'm here. I'm set. It's the same as it was in the 80s.
I don't need anything else.
Windows.
Don't push on me.
He's missing a lot of cool docs that he probably would enjoy.
Oh, you have no idea. I've tried all of this.
Okay, besides Moon's dad, do you know anybody that has just cable TV and no streaming services?
No.
I don't either.
I don't think so.
My parents are they have literally every streaming platform. And Jerry, my stepdad, doesn't know that he's on my profile because there is a shared Hulu situation happening among our family right now. I'm sorry, Jeff Bezos or whoever.
Yeah.
But he will get on my account, or no, he'll get on my profile, and he'll watch all my stuff, and then I have to go in there, and I'm like, I didn't watch this. Jerry's watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the latest episode.
I mean,
He's watching your stuff. Mine is getting polluted with stuff I don't want to see, so I'm getting suggestion. You know, my brother will be at my mom's house. My mom has her own account, her own little profile, and they don't use it. I'll be like, I'm not watching season 8 of Blue Bloods. Who's watching this?
Yeah, my mom's got her own account, like has her own profile on
Then
my.
it's like it's polluting my algorithm to where now my mom's watching Little House on the Prairie on my thing. and
Does
I'm
she
getting-
have a Jackie profile?
Yeah.
And
They
she
just
doesn't
don't
wanna
use it.
Just say hit the Jackie like when you
can't
turn
tell
it
them.
on.
Do you think I haven't said this?
Everybody,
You think I
it's the
haven't?
same. It's just whatever's top. Oh, we'll hit that. We just want to get into the.
It says Jackie.
streamer. She doesn't care.
Doesn't care.
Nor does Jerry. Jerry's got his own account. We even got a little cute emoji next to it. It says Gary. I guess he don't like it.
Maybe that's why he's confused.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm sick of this
That's
nickname.
not my name.
I don't want to mess up
It's
Gary's
Jerry.
algorithm.
Yeah.
Well, my algorithm on Netflix knows me, and it knows what I want to watch.
Like when did I watch? It's giving me like thinking I'm having cognitive decline and dementia or something. I'm like, when did I watch 2 seasons of Grace Under Fire?
Oh, great show though. Brett Butler. Don't even get me started.
The good thing, everybody respects their profiles in my house,
Yeah.
and my Netflix knows who I am, and my Hulu knows who I am.
I can't believe you have nothing in your queue. That's psychotic.
Is it?
It is to me.
I
I'm
don't use
hard
the queue
judge.
feature.
What do you mean? You don't scroll through like I have
No, I
all
mean
my
I'll scroll.
favorites in
I
there.
scroll.
You
I
don't
mean,
save things for later, huh?
Yeah.
I know I open up Hulu or open up Netflix. It's like here are things that you may want to watch.
My queue probably has 100 movies in it, and I never go to it.
Well,
So
It's fun.
it is kind of a worthless thing for me now.
Maybe I should start using it. Maybe it'll even curate things more.
Well, it's great because you'll see a movie, you're like, oh man, I've always wanted to see that. I got to save it, and then you can actually come back, and it might be weeks later, but it's there.
My streaming services, they know that I'm stuck in the 90s.
me
They
too.
know it. And it'll offer me 90s movies. And if it's something that grabs me, I'm like, hell yeah, I'll watch Goodfellas again.
Mm-hmm.
Fight Club? Sure. Why not? I'll watch it.
God, there's so many I love.
There are so many great 90s movies. And I still try to get the kids into it. They're not.
It's tough.
It's tough. So I'm going to ask you a question. I need only 3 movies from each of you. What are the 3 most important movies of the 1990s?
Of our personal experience, right? Or is
Wait,
this-
wait.
Just in your opinion.
Most important, like
Hollywood.
to the world.
Okay.
I'm interpreting this as my own.
Oh.
You can interpret it however you want.
Okay.
You could save 3 movies from the 1990s.
I keep changing my last.
Oh my gosh. You can save. So don't forget, movies are not just for us. They're for the world. All movies in the 90s, the vault is being burned down. You have time to save 3 movies.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
you're
have-
saving them for you. Maybe you're saving them for the planet.
I have 2 easy for me. My third is my wild card. Okay, movie number 1 I'm saving from the 90s from my top 3 is Pulp Fiction. That's number 1.
Can we go around for each number 1?
Okay, go ahead. And mine's in not necessarily in order.
Sure.
Oh,
The
man.
I
2
just don't want you to I'll go.
Okay, so for me,
Oh, no.
the first 2 were easy. The third one is the wild card.
Same.
Okay, so Pulp Fiction was my first one. Then I'm most important movies of the 90s, in my opinion. Tarantino's
Quintessential.
film redefined indie cinema
Yeah.
and pop culture dialogue. I mean, without a doubt. All right, 1, go.
Oh man, see, I have a personal list, and then if I have to save them, I'm going to save these for the world.
Just one.
So I'll start with Saving Private Ryan.
Okay. That's a good one.
I think it's important. I think it's fairly timeless cinema,
It's a movie that raised the bar for realism in war movies.
and I think it's important as well. And that's what you said. You said important.
The most important. So emotional impact, probably raised the bar for realism and emotional impact for a war film. Yeah.
I was talking about it yesterday with my daughter because she just watched another important 90s film in class. And I'll get to that one in a minute.
So Saving Private Ryan was 98, Pulp Fiction 94. Lern,
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. What year was that?
I think that was 93.
93 was such
maybe
a year
95.
for movies, man. 93 was the alternative movie year.
Wayne's
Alternative music was
92.
94.
Okay, so why was that
Oh my God.
Important to the world.
It was important to the world because it was characters from TV from two of the most brilliant comedians of that time jumping to the big screen, and it worked. So it worked on TV, on SNL. It worked in movies. That movie is still quoted to this day. Those characters are still loved. And when you think of the 90s, you think of Wayne and Garth, you know?
Okay.
And it was a great
Wayne's
soundtrack.
World.
That's actually a really solid, valid argument for that movie. Being a time capsule of the 90s, I hadn't considered that.
Thank you.
Those characters were quintessential 90s characters.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Give me a movie, Rafe.
I'm kind of torn because I didn't know what.
I told you when I said prepare for this, whatever it means to you, important.
I know, but here's my thing. There's an argument to be made on one side where I think there's 3 movies that introduced 3 directors who went on to be the most monumental and probably influential directors to this day that I think are important, but maybe not the movies themselves.
You talking about Memento?
No.
Bottle Rocket.
He already said one. I think
So
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction introduced Tarantino. Rushmore introduces Wes Anderson to the world. And Toy Story introduces Pixar. Right?
Those are your
important.
3?
Those, but not to me personally.
So I need one.
I'm going to go
Toy Story is a great one.
Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
That's on my list.
Dude, that was on my honorable mention list. A landmark in special effects and sci-fi sequels.
In 91, when that liquid Terminator came on screen,
Oh,
and
that
you were in the
was-
theaters,
Blew your mind.
Great storytelling.
blew. The sequel was better than the original.
Yep, agreed. You fought the battle to dead. Scott.
This one I kind of based my whole existence on, I think, is That Thing You Do, because it's about musicians that end up getting to be in the film because they played the band Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. But they got to go to Los Angeles. They got to tour the world. They got to do this whole thing, you know, and that really set me up. I think I wanted to follow their footsteps. And I've tried to beat the Wonders ever since.
Okay.
And
That
it's
thing you
Tom
do,
Hanks,
the Tom
who's
Hanks
bad.
movie. Okay, so my number 2, easy number 2 for me. So again, Pulp Fiction was my 1, most important movies of the 90s. Number 2 is The Matrix.
That is number 2 on my list as well. So I'm going to take that off since you
Which-
guys covered.
Changed action filmmaking, the special effects, that whole the whole like cyberpunk aesthetic to it.
Changed everything. It changed
That was-
everything.
Remember when they plugged Keanu Reeves in and he learned, oh, I know Kung Fu. When I watched that movie, I was like, whoa.
And that's where we're headed. We all think we're in a simulation already. Like, that's where my brain goes. I feel like my brains are just plugged into those pods.
I know Kung Fu.
It was one of the most creative storytelling styles as well. It introduced so many things. It was one of the first movies to actually get college classes formed around it. You know what I'm saying? There were like philosophy classes breaking down the Matrix for entire semesters.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right, give me your number 2.
Well, since Matrix is off, I think this one is a gimme, and it is Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Jurassic Park changed
CGI.
so very much.
Set new standards for CGI, blockbuster filmmaking.
Huge in the theater world. Huge with John Williams. You know, like it was the next step for John Williams. It was the next step for Spielberg. It was just the next step for movie making.
Learn.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
It's on my list.
Hunter S. Thompson, again, kind of the same thing I said earlier about Wayne's World. You took a book by a prolific author. It's translated almost perfectly to the silver screen. Johnny Depp as Hunter S. Thompson is so perfect. And
That was the last
psychedelic.
movie. That was the last movie I bought on DVD.
Yeah, same. Actually,
Like I have
almost
like the
famous.
collector's edition of Fear and Loathing.
I do too.
Because that's Terry Gilliam too, the director, who's amazing.
And I
Monty
love when they're
Python guy.
tripping their balls off in the casino and the alligators come out. And it's such a great depiction of acid. So, yes.
All right, Fear and Loathing. Rafe, you're second.
I had Fear and Loathing as my second. I will defer to, which she kind of took the heat off me because I was teetering on what 3 would be. So now I will say, for the same reasons, Fear and Loathing. Watched it so many times. It was a centerpiece of like culture. I will say The Big Lebowski.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
That's a good one.
that's a good one.
It was when I was
1998.
all in on the Coen brothers. as well.
1998's The Big Lebowski. Okay. Scott.
I was to say The Matrix because I put the love of like I always wanted to spoof that. As soon as I saw it, I was like, this is the most spoofable movie of all time. But I will switch that now. So I'm going to go for Waiting for Guffman.
No,
I love that format. I think it's such a fun way to do comedy.
Christopher
I've never seen
Guest.
that.
Christopher Guest.
Oh, you'd love it. It's really
ridiculous.
funny.
It's
hilarious.
about it's that whole Christopher Guest like Best in Show,
Spinal Tap.
Mighty
Yeah.
Wind comedy troupe,
Yeah.
and they're theater actors in like upstate New York. Are they in Schenectady?
Yeah, I think so, yes. It's one of the
Schenectady, New
goofiest
York?
town names on earth.
All right, so Waiting for Guffman.
No, Blaine, Missouri. That's what it was.
Was it?
That's the one in Blaine, because it takes place, it's supposed to be a Missouri town, which is great because they make fun of us, and it's awesome.
Okay, my third, God. Toy Story's a great one. Schindler's List is a good one.
That was on my
Yep,
list.
I had.
That's what my daughter just watched in school.
But I will say, Goodfellas. 1990s Goodfellas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that wasn't the first one you said.
Because really that set the standard for crime films and like that whole genre. The Sopranos, all that stuff. So Goodfellas, psh, that's my third.
Okay.
Go, Moon.
Dude, I have like a 5-way tie for my third one. I will have a top one, but I'll just go through what was tied. The Truman Show was just so spectacular. Changed directions for Jim Carrey, for everything. Sandlot, which I think is one of the very few perfect films and timeless films. Forrest Gump as well. Home Alone, I don't think gets its credit that it should because it was so early. But the one that rises above it all for me for my third is Shawshank Redemption. The other two that I have on my list, I mentioned Jurassic Park and Matrix were huge, big budget things. And Shawshank had a budget, but it wasn't big budget. And I think it was excellent storytelling from novel to screen. And it was all about the actors and the pacing. And I just think it's also
It's crazy.
a
That
perfect
movie
film.
failed in the theater, and because of cable TV is why it's popular.
I think it's a perfect film and such a great example of execution from page to screen. So I'm going to say I think that is the third most
I
important.
gotta look up what came out, because it was 1994. What came out around that, because it did not do well in the theater. It was cable TV that actually made that movie.
Do you agree with
what
me that it should be
It's a great movie.
near
It's
this
a
list?
great movie. It's not my favorite. I know it's like a perennial favorite. It's not one of my favorite movies. It's good. I get it.
I tried to cover different ground with my three, and that's why Home Alone. I think Home Alone and Truman Show.
Home Alone's great.
Yeah, I had Home Alone as well.
Lern, your third.
Well, I'm going to do my runners up as well. So like Empire Records, Clueless, Happy Gilmore,
Oh yeah.
Swingers, Singles. All of those I think are huge, but I have to go with
Swingers was so good.
my love, which is The Crow. And again, it's a translation of a graphic novel into a film that is perfection, cannot be remade. The sequels all suck. And it was one of the first soundtracks, along with Singles, that still stands the test of time, 30 years later. And it's so moody, and I like how dark it was filmed. The whole thing was great. And, Brandon Lee dying, like...
All right, so The Crow is your third. Rafe.
Ooh, it's a toughie. I would like to tell you that Shawshank Redemption came out the same weekend as Pulp Fiction and Forrest Gump.
Holy
Oh,
cow.
wow.
So
three. I mean, the three '90s movies
Kinda
that
have to
are
give it
on
up.
this list.
that
all came out the same
weekend,
weekend.
you could argue that weekend is a good list for the top three.
Dude, from 1991 to 1994,
I will say
it might have been the greatest time to be alive
so
on the
Pulp
planet.
Fiction, Shawshank, and
it's theater at the same time.
what else was it? The third movie?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. All the same weekend.
Yeah. Golly.
Goodness. We're
That's
surrounded
impossible.
by amazing.
We didn't realize how good we
I
had
think
it.
Shawshank and Pulp Fiction same weekend. Forrest Gump was either the weekend before,
So it was still in the theater.
and it was on a tear. Like Forrest Gump was number one for a long
Right.
time. Crow was a good one. I would argue Blade for the same reasons. The original Blade with Wesley Snipes was 1998, but my runners-up were Clerks because I thought it had a cultural impact, low budget. Face Off
Yeah.
because it introduced both ridiculous actors, John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, where they really leaned into their own ridiculousness
And
Yes.
I'm surprised
and
the
never
Earth,
got off.
I'll
I'm
always
surprised
watch
the
it.
Earth didn't fold in on itself.
Me
with
too.
Those two being in the same movie.
It's a great
Me
movie.
too. It's a great movie, and honestly, It almost made my top 3 just for that reason. The movie Seven.
Yeah, I had that.
David Fincher, yeah.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the
It's
box?
Gwyneth Paltrow. Oh no.
In the box.
Really had me. But I think I'm going to go with, and I don't think it holds up, but I think in the 90s, this was a huge, for dudes,
Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's.
Oh, for women too. I loved it.
So many,
But you're gonna save it?
so many guys.
It became a defining film for
no, that's
Generation X.
you did the save it. He said what it means to us. This was like,
The most,
No, he said most
it's the most
important.
important movies of the 90s.
but you said we decide what that means to us,
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay.
right?
Film so cool. Twist ending. Loved it.
I thought Fight Club, for its time, it was like a mind-blowing twist ending.
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie,
If you
but
watch it now, though, it's really not that great.
That's what I mean. It was Boondock Saints.
I haven't seen it in years, but
a little better.
It's a
yeah.
better done Boondock Saints, where,
do need
where
to
you're like,
revisit
this
it.
is the greatest thing ever. It's speaking to all my young testosterone.
oh yeah,
I
I
would
mean at the
argue
time it was
It's the
1999.
same thing if we did the odds, you might say Donnie Darko, even though if I go watch Donnie Darko today, I don't know that it would be, but it was like at that time it was important. And Fight Club was huge because the cultural effect that it had of how many times I got into fights with people that I knew.
And people still quote Fight Club.
Guys were fighting each other in parking lots for a while. It was
And
not
that was
good
okay.
for society.
What? No, that was all right.
There was like
Listen, I'd get done with the movie thing and pick up my Maxim magazine. You know,
Hell yeah.
That's what I mean. Like
it was a very testosterone fueled.
it was a time.
Unfortunately, what didn't take on after that, and it so should have because it was the hottest, where a guy is bare chested, as ripped as Brad Pitt was, Tyler Durden was in that movie, but then he's wearing a fur coat. I could just die.
Okay,
right
so
now.
1999, it was. Think about what that was. It was Fight Club. It was Limp Bizkit. It was Korn. It was Maxim magazine, Stuff magazine, FHM.
It
I
was
loved
meth.
all that
Highlights.
stuff. I was a bro.
Yeah, you were.
I mean, for super, it's hard.
We
dude.
were all bros.
There's a lot. It was just a movie that at that time, I am Jack's seething rage.
All right.
Plus, Jared Leto gets the crap beat out of him in that movie, and that's personally satisfying for me. It was just.
Poor Jared Leto.
what'd he do to you, man?
He's just so
I wanted to
pretty.
destroy.
Oh, have you ever
something
seen
beautiful.
him do an interview and not wanted to punch him in the face?
What'd he do to you, man?
I mean, I've always just want to kiss him on his
Exist.
mouth, but that's just me. He's a little pretentious at times, for sure,
At times, when he's awake.
when he's blinking.
Oh,
I just think it had a cultural impact that I don't. It's not my favorite. It's my least favorite movie of all the ones I named. If you're like, let's watch one of these movies right now, it'd be the last one I wanted to watch. But I have to admit that at the time it came out,
I'd put it on. I haven't seen it,
I'd
and
put it on.
I'd like. You know what? I should watch it just to see how it does. Like
How it
in
hits.
2025, how that
This
hits.
weekend,
There's
knock
good
yourself
arguments
out.
all around here.
It's gonna rain this.
There's so
weekend.
many genres that were influenced.
Yeah.
The Crow influenced Blade, which, someone in the chat said this, but I agree. That ushered in the superhero era. Like those obscure titles, graphic novels being made into movies that succeeded, ushered in like the R-rated superhero,
Oh,
the PG-13.
Yep.
Dude, there's some good ones coming over. I'll give them out honorable mentions. Scott, give me your third.
okay. My honorable mentions are Cannibal the Musical. I've watched that a million times. Home Alone, Dumb and Dumber, Sixth Sense. I love that one. And The Swingers, you guys said that earlier. That one is just incredible. So since we already mentioned Swingers, I went with Fargo.
Fargo,
That's
yes.
a great one.
I think that one
Couple,
is
yeah.
perfection.
I saw a couple Fargos come over on
Yeah.
on the.
It's probably the most perfect movie of the 90s.
All right, here are some that didn't make the list. Titanic, nobody mentioned. Schindler's List, I mentioned that before. Silence of the Lambs, 1991.
Yeah.
The rare thriller to sweep the major Oscars.
I had to make the decision not to name comedies and horrors.
Yeah, me too. I had to take off. I had
There's so many.
I had Groundhog Day, and I guess Braveheart's not a.
Dude, either Toy Story or
Dumb and
The
Dumber.
Lion King. 'Cause
Yeah, Lion
nobody had any animated movies.
Lion King was 94 as well, and Aladdin. Those were both huge. Aladdin was the first Disney film, or the first film to do the.
Celebrity voice.
I mean, dude,
No, I was talking about the. They had computer generated animation.
Oh, also a celebrity doing a big celebrity doing a voice.
Oh, Robin
I
Williams.
think.
On the Coleman's Campers text line, multiple people have asked why Star Wars Episode 1 wasn't on you or me's list.
Because it's terrible.
Oh, Jar Jar.
You gotta
First
think
of all,
about.
we're talking about... okay.
We couldn't mention. I mean, shout out to Lern for choosing a SNL-inspired comedy, but think about all the Sandler movies, all the Mike Myers movies,
so
all of the.
Impossible.
I was just like, I'm not even going to wade into that.
Okay,
in this conversation.
Clueless was one that people mentioned quite a bit.
I mentioned that.
American Beauty
Yeah.
mentioned. Michael Mann's Heat, which
American Beauty, though, again, time. You're not going to show that to anybody now and have them take it seriously.
Yeah.
There's some really cool aspects to it, but because it was like so in that little tone that it does not. I mean, the whole bag thing, I know everybody's made fun of that.
oh the plastic bag.
I mean, like the whole thing, and that actor, for some reason, I don't know, that guy, like,
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey.
no, the
this-
teenager guy.
yeah, the kid.
He's hard to take seriously outside of that context.
Oh, I loved him.
Well, I know. We all loved him at the time.
Okay, Heat.
Yeah, Heat is
Heat.
phenomenal.
Have you seen Heat?
I just saw Heat recently. Holy
dude,
smokes, that
so
movie was
Right,
so
that
good.
is...
So good.
Dang, that's a good one.
Why do people sleep on that movie?
Must
I
have
think
been a
the name
timing
It doesn't
issue.
get its due.
I think the name just kind of sounds...
It does sound
It sounds like
stupid.
a movie that's just a movie, and...
Well, wasn't there a
That's it.
TV show with some old gray-haired feller that was a cop or something called Heat, or in the
Something
heat of the
like that.
night? Is that what it was?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I honestly think that was some of the confusion in the '90s. Is people saw that and they're like, oh, it's a cop
Yeah.
thing like that old '70s show.
I didn't see it in the 90s, and I saw it in the 2000s, and it blew my mind.
How about The Sixth Sense, which nobody
I-
mentioned? Oh, you did?
Scott,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, Scott. You
Yeah,
mentioned
because I mean,
okay.
that brought in Hitchcock for me. That
Oh, yeah.
and it also
Sixth Sense?
showed me that great filmmaking, if you're doing the scary ones, is where you have the people believe the scary stuff is happening in their own mind more than you show it.
Boys in the Hood,
Oh, yeah.
Train Spotting,
Yeah, it's a great
I
one.
forgot Friday.
Friday, Being John Malkovich.
Oh, yeah.
We could have gone genre by genre on this, man. It's so good.
Being
Yeah,
John
that's-
Malkovich is
I tried to cover.
Point Break, dude.
Tombstone.
Tombstone, dude.
Back off, War Child. Seriously.
You said Point Break? I am an FBI agent. Let's do Grab on Celebrities. Well, happy streaming day, guys.
Thank you.
And
go
also
watch a
with
movie
you.
from the 90s.
We watched that Brutalist movie, and I think that's available now for freezies.
Oh, yeah.
But
Adam Brody.
the comedy?
Or Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody, super, super incredible movie until the ending. It's garbage.
Look forward to that.
It was
American
nominated.
Pie. American Pie. That
That
had
was
its
a big
definite
impact.
cultural impact. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your Crap on Celebrities.
Well, after 37 years, The Doors frontman, Jim Morrison, his head has been returned. A bronze
Whoa.
bust
Oh.
of Jim Morrison has been recovered. So it's been missing since 1988, and it was found as Paris investigators were checking out a fraud ad anti-corruption case. So they weren't, continuing to search for the bust of Jim Morrison, but they just happened upon it. Now there's graffiti on it, and his nose is missing,
But
but it's back.
This was from like a gravestone,
it was on top of the headstone.
and somebody took it in
And somebody
88.
took it.
Yeah, you could see it at the end of the Doors movie, I think. Like, I think it goes to the gravesite. There's all graffiti on it. There's graffiti all over.
Yeah, people leave joints and roses and
I
whiskey.
don't think you could go up to. I think they have a guard there now.
No, they don't. So people go to it all the time on TikTok. Like you just hop the fence,
Yeah, there's a guy there playing
the fence.
keyboard way too loud.
and like for real, people just nobody's messing with it anymore. They're just leaving beautiful things, which is nice.
So there is a guard though, but they just hop the fence.
There's not a guard. It's just a fence. Yeah. Which I would love to go to Paris to the cemetery where he's buried and see that.
I just think
someday.
it's neat as fans can still jump fences.
I know.
I had a buddy in high school. This is when the Doors movie was out, and everybody wanted to be Jim Morrison. And we had a friend go to Paris, and I guess he got some dirt from wherever it was, and he brought it home. And my buddy ate it because he wanted.
Oh my gosh.
Jim Morrison's body, his
Cool
grinded
friends,
up
man.
bones. That's sweet. That's some Lauren Elwell stuff happening on a weekend. You know what I'm talking about?
You're an idiot.
Jelly Roll brought out Eminem for Lose Yourself Sunday night at Ford Field in Detroit. And here's a little audience audio of what that sounded like, which is actually very cool.
It's very cool, the video. Yeah, it was cool because Jelly Roll did the first verse himself.
Yeah. And you don't expect it
And
at
you
all.
don't expect they're in Detroit, and then I watched the whole thing.
So did I.
Jelly Roll's doing the first verse, and then Eminem comes out. He's got his hood up. Oh my God, is that Eminem?
Nonchalant. I like that.
I
You
can't believe it.
ever have that? Like you go to see a show and surprise guest comes out?
Yes.
Which was
the best
most
one
memorable?
I saw. 9 Inch Nails at Madison Square Garden,
Mm-hmm.
and the encore was this is when the album with Star Effers came out.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what record that was.
Downward
but-
Spiral?
No, it was the album after Downward Spiral, and Marilyn Manson came out,
Oh, that's sweet.
and they did the Star Effers song, and they did Beautiful People,
That's great.
which you could still find. You could find that on the interwebs.
Yeah, I was trying to like scrape my brain, all the concerts I've been to, and there have been special guests that come out, but nothing stands out to me memorable. You guys got anything like that?
I'm sure it's happened. I can't think of it.
I know. Bummer. But anyway, it's really cool. Worth the watch if you're an Eminem and Jelly Roll fan. Pearl Jam did Hunger Strike by Temple of the Dog Sunday night in Pittsburgh, dedicated it to the late Chris Cornell, who was the 8th anniversary of his death was over the weekend. And here is some audio from that.
Okay, this is Hunger Strike. Is that a part of Pearl Jam's set list, or was this
It's
a
not.
special?
It was special. And I got to tell you, man, Eddie Vedder sounds pretty excellent still singing Temple of the Dog. And I love that the crowd was singing with him, and it gives me goosebumps when I
He
hear
sounds
that.
the same. He sounds the same since he did in the.
He's good.
90s.
Great.
Apparently, Axl Rose's fall on stage during Guns N' Roses show in Mumbai, India on Saturday inspired people, running their social media to poke fun at Axl. So a new video on their Instagram of Guns N' Roses official captioned, Guns N' Roses Greatest Hits is a montage of Axl Rose slipping and falling on 14 different stages.
Nice.
Axel rolls.
So if you need that in your life today, it's fun and worth the watch. Jessica Simpson, okay, she has not been on TV singing in like 15 years. And so Sunday night she was on American Idol. She had a comeback performance, and she's getting dragged on socials for sounding like crap. And I listened to this morning, and I closed my eyes, so I wasn't watching her
How'd she
sing.
look?
She look, and I'm not. I don't care if people do whatever they're going to do. I do not care. But her lips are so full that I feel like she was having a hard time singing because of how big they are.
Mush mouth?
Let me see Jessica
Just a
Simpson's
little
lips.
mush mouth, but she sounds good. And I have some audio of her. But when
Let
you're
me
watching
see her.
it,
Okay, let me see her first before.
Okay.
Or should I not see and hear
yeah,
first?
would you mind? Don't. Yeah, just let.
Okay.
Just, hang on. Like, don't show him yet. Just listen to this. She hasn't done this in 15 years.
Okay.
If you're out of reasons to explain what went wrong, if you need a story to
Doesn't sound bad.
Sounds great.
now that I'm gone,
Let her hit a note.
you can find the strength to tell them the truth. If your reputation really means that much to you, go on and blame me.
I love it.
Go on and blame.
This is Jessica Simpson?
This is Jessica Simpson. This is her new song called "Blame Me," which is great. I
She kind of
will
looks
be
like
downloading
Janice
that.
from the Muppets.
No, you know what she looks like is Black Eyed Peas gal.
Fergie,
Yeah,
you know,
she's like
Is
starting
this
to
her performance?
she's starting to morph and look and sound like Fergie.
so you can't see the video, but on American Idol when she's singing, I mean, her lips are so big,
Yeah, type in Janice the Muppet. You see-
and it's
What are you
like
talking about?
I felt like she was kind of straining to get voice out over them lips. You know what I mean?
She looks good.
Her
She's fine.
guitarist looks enthusiastic to be there.
Yeah, he's neat.
Yeah, she looks. Why are they roasting her? What
I
is-
don't know.
That sounds
calling
great.
Everybody's
Absolute train wreck.
better than Everybody.
That sounded
Did
good
it just
to me.
look bad? Because it sounded great
It sounded
to me.
fine to me.
I guess so. In other news, it seems that Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee and his wife Brittany Ferland, they have split up. But, we talked about this on last week, I think, and we were talking about how his drinking was the reason that they were splitting up, that he was drinking again. And now we come to find out that that's where the trouble in their marriage had started. Like, he was drinking again too much. But then the real reason is because his wife, Brittany, was messaging who she thought was Falling in Reverse singer Ronnie Radke during their tough time. And she got catfished. Listen to this.
By Ronnie?
Not by, it was a fake
somebody
Ronnie.
saying he was the lead singer. What was the name of the band?
Falling in Reverse.
Falling in Reverse. Okay.
I got catfish. Why are you still harassing me? Why are you sending me hundreds of messages? Why are you trolling me? I don't give a I unfollowed you. Leave me alone. I told my husband everything. I said, I've been talking to whoever I thought this was on Snapchat. He says it's not him. Cool, whatever. Because I'm a good person. I'm not a good person for talking to someone while I'm...
Did they speed this up?
They did.
The dog sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
that's not how she sounds.
Okay, I was. About
I don't know
to
why
say.
they sped it up.
married. I've been going through a lot in my marriage. No excuse, whatever. I come clean to my husband. My husband freaks out, messages him. That's how this all started. And this is where he says, I didn't even know she followed me on here. Never messaged, never spoke to her. Doesn't know I followed him on here, but then sends me a message saying, we've been keeping a record of you liking my stuff for weeks.
So I guess she thought she was following the official Ronnie Radke of Falling in Reverse. They had some interaction. Things got flirtatious. She's obviously stepping out on Tommy emotionally.
Wait,
And
who's this? This is a person, like a person of note? Who's
This
the gal?
is Tommy Lee's
Tommy
wife.
Lee's wife.
Oh.
Yeah. And so
Yeeps.
Rocky marriage, she thinks she's maybe starting something with Ronnie Radke. Turns out, not real Ronnie Radke. Her ass is getting catfished. They're still splitting. I mean, it sounds like it's over. It sounds like
Well,
they're headed
and
towards
Sounds like she has a type.
Yeah.
She's also like, please leave me alone. To to the public.
Yeah.
Also the public.
She feels terrible.
But you know what? This is what you get when you put your entire life.
I know.
When you put your entire life
This is
and
what
your
she
marriage and every aspect of your relationship on social
She's
media.
a very public person. Yeah.
She before that she was married to Tommy Lee, she was a quote unquote influencer, and she was fairly popular.
Yeah.
She was like a Vine. She was on Vine. And,
Yeah.
and when you put your life, your entire life, and you put 1,000 pictures and videos of your marriage, when you break up, don't expect people to leave you alone.
It's true. It's part of the push and pull of it all. Anyway, I hope that Tommy Lee's okay. I hate that he's drinking again. He's getting divorced. Things are going to be bad. The guy's had a weird life already. And
You can't be mad when people are asking you about your marriage when your entire existence is social media and your marriage. You can't get mad when people are asking about it.
yeah.
Dopey.
Guys,
What?
Sesame Street is going to continue on because of Netflix. The long-running children's program is now migrating over to Netflix, and it's also going to be airing on PBS on the same day. This is such a great thing because, public broadcasting, the funding has been taken away federally, and so people are like, oh my God, what's going to happen to Sesame Street? We heard about this a couple weeks ago. Netflix spoke up. They said, hey, we want to do a deal. We want to make sure that we are providing
Their
as
deal with
much
HBO
financial
ran
stability.
out.
And so that's why they're picking up with Netflix.
Right. They had a deal with HBO, and they were running on Max or HBO Max, whatever.
But it's still great. It's still great that they're
It's great. I love Sesame
financial
Street.
stability. They want to make it educational for kiddos. Even though a lot of critics are saying, my kid's attention span is more Mrs. Rachel than it is Sesame Street.
I grew
these
up on
days.
Sesame Street. I love Sesame Street.
I know.
But
Sesame
it's,
Street is,
but it's their deal with HBO Max ran out, so Netflix picked it up.
you got to say,
Which is great.
do anything and everything to save Sesame Street for multiple generations to come. It is so important.
It is.
So huge.
Yes, it's important because we thought it was important, but do kids still watch Sesame Street?
Some
Dude,
do.
I'm telling you, even my younger kids, they were on to new characters, and I forget what the gal is with the pink hair or whatever, but it was huge, and it was great as a parent to see, like, wow, they are updating this and they're still going, and it's as good as ever. It really was, man.
I don't think our kid. We had an Elmo doll.
Yeah, what was it was Elmo's friend? What was her name? Not Wendy. What the heck?
We had an Elmo thing, but
Gosh dang.
my kids didn't watch Sesame Street. There were so many other. There were other things.
Right. Yeah. It's
May need an
flooded.
update, but it's important to save it for sure.
They've been
think about
Cultural
like
thing.
Mickey Mouse Club. Like The Mickey Mouse Club with like Annette Funicello from the 50s didn't play, but like the new Mickey Mouse, like hot dog, hot diggity dog. That song was stuck in my head
we watched
forever. I mean, that's all the same Mickey Mouse characters, just an updated version. I'm sure they'll do that with Sesame Street as well.
It's updated. I mean, it's stayed with the times. We just have no reason to see it.
The president and CEO of PBS, Paula Kerger, she says, I strongly believe that our educational programming for children is one of the most important aspects of our service to the American people. And Sesame Street has been an integral part of that critical work for more than half of a century. And we're so proud to continue our partnership in the pursuit of having a profound impact on the lives of kids to come. So Sesame Street will enter its 56th season this fall, and it will be on Netflix. The Bruce Springsteen biopic Deliver Me From Nowhere is going to have, finally, we have a release date. It's going to be out October 24th. So make sure you got that on your calendars. The Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler film Sinners has recently crossed the $300 million global earnings mark, making it the fourth movie this year to pass that. So Captain America Brave New World, a Minecraft movie, and Niza 2, those are in front of Sinners, but that's pretty neat. I mean, I guess that's normal, but $300 million mark as far as profits go for movies, and we're only in May.
What movie is Sinners? You saw it, right? You didn't like it?
Well, I didn't say I didn't like it.
You said it was okay, right?
I thought it was good. I thought cinematography was good, and I thought the story was, it moved a little slow, but it was good. I'd say B+.
Okay.
B+.
Conan O'Brien will be in Toy Story 5. He's going to be voicing a new character. Here he is talking about the character Smarty Pants.
Okay.
Perfect.
Conan.
Then they showed me this new character, Smarty Pants. It's the best character of them all. I far prefer this character. I don't even want to play Woody or Buzz anymore, even if they beg me. Smarty Pants.
So it'll be out in 2026, June 19th, and Toy Story 5. It's toy meets tech with Buzz, Woody, Jessie, and the rest of the gang's jobs are being challenged after being introduced to what kids are obsessed with today, which is electronics. So that is kind of coinciding with our own society and AI.
They're making another one of these. The series should have been over after the third one.
That's what I hear.
It ended so great. Like that
Have
was
you seen
it.
the Tarantino interview about that?
No.
He said the same thing.
He said that was like the best movie he's ever
He
seen.
said it was the best trilogy. Very few trilogies besides Good, the Bad, and the Ugly have achieved like where 2 was better than 1, 3 was better than 2, and it should have ended on the 3rd. And he's like, I'll never see the 4th, and I'll never see a 5th if they make
Quentin
it.
Tarantino's right.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
Said it was
these
a
guys-
perfect trilogy.
He's right.
No,
I didn't see the 4th one. Did you see the 4th one?
absolutely
I've only seen
not.
the first one.
He's right though. The 3rd one, it's it. It ended like.
I see the point. Yes, I see the point.
I understand also Disney's like, money.
Money, 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 money.
Well, maybe it's a good story. Who knows? Maybe they were able to do something else.
They got Conan O'Brien, so.
I don't know, man.
Speaking of voices, legendary actor James Earl Jones passed away less than a year ago, but thanks to AI, his voice is living on in the game Fortnite. The Darth Vader character has returned as a boss in the Battle Royale, so players can ask Vader questions, which will be answered in Darth Vader's voice using conversational AI. And thankfully, the family of James Earl Jones gave their blessing to the programmers of Fortnite to include this cool feature. And finally, I mean, we've been talking a lot about movies. I'm just going to rattle these off. Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
Could be raining this weekend for you, so maybe you'll stay in. So Reader's Digest put together a list of the 30 best movies for Memorial Day weekend. So in no particular order, you got Greyhound from 2020, Lone Survivor, the MASH movie.
Greyhound, is that the submarine movie? Tom Hanks?
I never heard that.
I never heard of it either. I'm just giving it to you raw here. The best years of our lives from 1946. Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. Do a little double dose of those. Saving Private Ryan, Apocalypse Now, Glory, Fury, and Hacksaw Ridge.
Okay.
So get your Memorial Day weekend indoor plans ready with these movies, and that is your crap on celebrities.
Guys, there are celebrities celebrating a birthday today. One being Jack Gleason, that's Joffrey on Game of Thrones. He's 33. He played that so well and was so hated that he decided to retire. Rachel Platten
Oh, Rachel Platten.
is Party Far.
You guys know Rachel Platten,
Do you
right?
know her hit?
You know, there's this song.
This is my fight song. Take back my life.
And then there's, ready?
Yeah.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm
And then her other hit.
Oh.
This is my fight song. Take back my life.
Happy
All
birthday.
right.
Happy birthday, pal.
Trevor Tahim Smith Jr. is 53. That's Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes is 53. Tony Stewart, 2 first names, is 54. Timothy Oliphant is 57. Mindy Cohn, that's Natalie on The Facts of Life, is 59. Tony Goldwyn with a Y, that's a Fitz Grant on Scandal, the President. Bronson Pinchot is 66.
How about you were talking us?
That's right. Jane Weedlin, that's the go-go guitar player, is 67. Dave Thomas, no, not the Wendy's guy.
Oh.
This is the guy that did that stuff with Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Kids in the Hall?
The Rick Moranis bit.
Not Kids in the Hall.
No, he was the Dave Thomas.
He's in a
Strange Brew.
Strange Brew.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, you know, Dave Thomas.
SCTV.
2 first names is 76, and Cher is 79 years old.
All right, today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Cherry Poppins. And today's birthday girl has been in 310 fine films, including American Gunk, Bad News Bitches 1 and 2, and a movie called Lern's favorite, Chicken Heads.
Ha!
Dad's Gonna Be Mad, Double Parked 4, Honk Honk, Loading Zone. She was in Fast Times at Naughty America University, The Interracial Booty Patrol 5, and who could forget her role? And this would be Rafe's favorite. In 2005's Hair There and Everywhere.
Yep.
Cherry Poppins.
The special
Would
effects
have
in that
been.
one was good.
Oh, yeah. Cherry Poppins would have been 43, died back in 2018. Overdose got her.
Oh, man.
Do you like Zoot Suit Riot by the Cherry Poppin' Daddies back
Yes.
in the day?
Riot!
Me too. Missed that song.
That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. I got some food news, and we'll get into your emails. Okay, 2 things going into the break here. If your order was wrong at a restaurant, would you send the food back? And the website Chowhound put out a list of the best burgers in every single U.S. state. And Missouri's best burger is here in our area.
Oh.
And I'll see if you could guess where it is. And I don't think you will.
Moon's Grill.
I've never been to this place. So most restaurants are not cheap. And with the additional cost of tipping, you should at least get the food that you ordered, right? But yet a lot of people feel very uncomfortable sending their food back. I'm assuming all of us in this room have sent food back if you didn't get what you wanted?
Mm-hmm. I'm not 100% sure I've ever sent food back. I don't know. I mean, I don't think so.
Never.
You've never had someone at the table, because I've gotten wrong food before, and I'm like, oh, darn it. And then they're like, send it back. And I'm like, nah, and then they'll say something to the server, and they're like, all right. And then it's really cool. You're like, hey, it's going
Yeah,
back.
I didn't have to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Even though you're the good guy because you didn't get what you ordered.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think so. Remember, I've told this story before. I was like horribly picky kid. Horribly. I didn't try tomato till I was 21. I didn't eat anything I didn't already have in my system on my menu. And when I started touring the world, I think it was like the second world tour I did, and I realized how much food, because back then, instead of getting buyouts or whatever, like usually the promoters would take you out to dinner.
Yeah.
And they would order, because they're all, Australian or Japanese or whatever it is, and they would just order. And it was a whole bunch of stuff that I never would have ordered, of course. And I realized, like, man, they're trying to show off. So whatever it is that they're ordering is some fancy high-end thing, and I'm not paying for right now. So I made a pact with myself on this one world tour that I would try anything and everything that came across my plate, and I wouldn't be picky. And it opened up my horizons, and ever since then, I kind of just roll. I just roll.
But it's not what you ordered.
It's okay. It's food. You ain't
But
gonna
it's not,
kill me.
I wanted a steak, and I got, a chicken.
Okay.
I wanted
get to pay for the steak.
I wanted a steak, medium rare, but I got it well done.
It just hasn't happened, I guess. Or if it does, I just roll. It's not that big a deal.
I 99% of the time will roll with it. I'm a sucker. It's not a good trait to have.
Yo,
No,
it's not about being a sucker, dude. You're just mature, and you're like, you know what?
no. The bad person wins if I don't send it back.
What are you talking about, man? I think it's a bigger choice to do, because then you're
No, it's being a puss.
no, it's not. It's accepting that the world is not perfect, and it's okay to roll with it, bro. Maybe
No,
this is
I
what you're
ordered
supposed
something.
to-
I didn't get what I ordered.
You don't always get
Is your
what you
payment
want.
perfect?
Yeah, I know, and I want to get what I want, what I ordered.
Thank you.
But you're not losing if you.
But I'm going out and I'm paying money for something, and I didn't get
Whoa.
what I paid money for.
That's not what's happening here. You're saying that you order a steak, somebody gives you chicken, and you pay for steak. That's not what happened.
I came here and ordered a steak, and I got chicken.
But they're going to bill you for chicken. If the bill comes back and it says ribeye,
No,
or something,
I didn't get what I wanted. I wanted a steak. I saw the steak on the menu, and I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have the steak. But chicken came out, and normally I'd go, okay, I'm gonna eat it.
Let me ask you this. You won't send it back, but then you'll probably never go back there because of this one experience.
And I'll complain.
And so which is better
that's a good point.
For who?
for you, for all of us?
No,
My God.
because mistakes happen.
Sure.
Mistakes happen. Nobody's perfect.
The reason you don't send it back is because now it's a timeline. Now it's, oh my God, it's gonna take longer. Everybody
I'm
else
here
has
with
got their food.
Right. And it's a whole. It turns into
Look at me.
a whole thing.
I know.
And then it's.
I'm never going back
And
there.
then
again.
it's what are they going to do to my food in the back? We've
My
all
God.
seen the movie Waiting.
You have 86'd a place that is delicious in St. Louis because the server brought the entrees out the same time as the appetizers.
Which is
Awesome.
Which
no,
is
it's
fine.
not. It's not fine.
You're a
Why are we
timeline.
settling for this?
You settle for that,
I'm not here for all
but you
day.
won't settle for the appetizer entrees at the same time. That's like a buffet for yourself.
No, it's not. It's we're settling.
Variety.
And the terrorists win.
I love variety on a table. I love when there's no room and you got to like move things.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like your anger towards this just jinxes you to make sure that this happens to you
No.
more often than it does to us.
Give it to me. Give me all the apps.
Yeah, me too.
If you get the wrong thing, are you sending it back? Have you sent food back ever?
I have had to reluctantly send food. I'm very not likely to do it as well.
Me too. I'm not likely.
I
to do
worked
it.
in the
It's-
industry.
It's a bad
if
trait.
it's not, unless it's egregiously wrong, no. But I mean, I will. I've had stuff come out just loaded with onions where I'm like,
I'll just.
I'll
how do
just
I even,
die.
how do I even get around this? I'll usually pick them out and just try to roll with it, unless it's something where they're like baked in. Where I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry, and then I apologize for 20 minutes.
And then why am I apologizing?
Right. I don't
know.
Like again, we're.
I
Suckers.
do it too.
I feel like women have no problem
Oh,
doing
here,
it.
let's hear this. Yeah,
No,
the women
why-
have no problem.
My
I don't
wife
do it.
and like if something's not right, the little thing could be off. Boom, it's coming back. It's back.
If it's as long as it's
And
something
everybody
I
in the
can
restaurant
eat,
knows.
Like I don't eat cows or pigs. Haven't for a long time, right? So like as long as it's not a cow or a pig, if they send me some like impossible tacos,
I feel like the guys
are.
are more passive when it comes to this.
Are you upset when you do it?
I mean, sometimes I'm like, this is just the universe telling me what I need.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like,
No.
oh, this is supposed to happen. Maybe I'll enjoy this. Maybe
I don't
this will-
think that, but
I'll just try.
Like sometimes I'm like, oh man, the cake gods are like not allowing me to have my dessert. You know, like or something's out of stock.
Why even have
or-
a menu then? Just like, give me whatever.
I would love
Why
that.
don't you just say just give me whatever?
you know
I would
what?
love to do that.
I would love a whatever restaurant.
Get out.
Have a
That'd be
whatever.
so tight. I told you one of the coolest experiences ever when we were. It was it Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving or Christmas or something. We walked in that Giant City State Park over in Illinois. Sure enough, the lodge was open, and I was like, "Sweet, let's go in." We went in. They're like, "Oh, you're lucky to get a table because this is a packed holiday." And we're like, "Oh, okay, cool." And they sat us down, and then food just dropped.
yeah.
There was no menu. There was nothing. It was like fried chicken and something else. And I was like, I would never have ordered fried chicken. But at the same time,
Yeah, no,
the fact that I had no choices was the coolest
I
freaking thing
have
ever.
talked about opening up an Italian deli called "You Get What You Get," and you walk in and you get what you get.
I would go every day. It's like Pokemon.
And
I would want to collect them all.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Like you're going to get what you're going to get, and it's going to be good.
I would never send back like a steak. I'm just eating whatever temperature you bring me. I'm going to order a mid-rare, but I'm going to eat whatever you bring me.
I'm not
I
sure
mean,
I
if
would
it's
eat it
well
all the time.
done.
If it's well done, I don't want it.
I'm not
Even
eating.
then,
I will-
I'm probably
will-
not going to say anything. I'll be pissed about it. And
Me
I'll be
too.
like-
I'm probably not saying anything.
And I
either.
won't order a steak at that restaurant again.
I'll come and talk about it, and I'll be mad at myself for not saying anything.
But I'm just
I'll
gonna
leave
eat it.
there. I will leave. I will eat it, and I will leave there feeling bad about myself.
Yeah.
For not saying anything, for being a puss.
Oh,
What a spiral you go down. My God.
last year, My wife got that luxury cruise, and that thing comes with dinners, and you got to get reservations, or it gives you the reservations and whatever. And these are like crazy nice dinners. And remember, on the cruise, if you have ever been on a cruise, the wait staff follows you, so they like stay with you every single meal. You understand? So there's like an assistant and a head waiter and all this kind of stuff. And I remember the very first night, I'm like, it's steak, baby. We're going steak. And the steak wasn't good. It just wasn't good. And I I tried, and then I was like, I'll just eat the veggies and whatever.
Like a boot.
And this cat was freaking out. He came by, he was like, something wrong with the steak? And I go, yeah, man, it's just not good. And he's like, let me take it back and I'll give something. I was like, no, it's cool. I'm full. I'm good. And he was panicking because, they get rated and they get promoted or demoted based on their service and my happiness and whatever. But even then I didn't send it back because it's just not worth it. I don't want to be here all day. I just want to eat and move.
I just know the profit loss on a restaurant, and I'm like, man, you send back a ribeye or you send back like a steak that costs $50 or whatever, depending on where you're at. I mean, your meal's a wash at best for that restaurant at that point. So if it's overcooked, if it's undercooked, I don't feel as bad because you can ask them to throw it back on the grill. But if it's overcooked, they're throwing that thing away.
Yeah.
And I just feel too guilty. It is, but I can't. It is who I am. I worked in the restaurant business too long.
40% of people say they've never sent food back at a restaurant. Never.
40%?
40% have never sent food back.
That's a lot.
I also know what they do in the kitchen.
49% have, but rarely. I would be in the 49%. I have before, but it's rare. 7% say they send back food all the time. And that's not good. That's not good either. Going forward, what about if you technically got what you ordered, but it tasted bad? 28% wouldn't send it back. 51% would.
Yeah.
Because it tasted bad? Because it wasn't
bad.
There's a small section of really psychopathic people in the restaurant business that they would order something they never had because they wanted to try it and then tell me they didn't like it and they would like to get something else for free.
Yeah.
See that?
And I'd be like, what was wrong with it? And she's like, I just never had it before. And it turns out I don't like linguine.
Oh, well.
And I go, okay, sorry. Like,
that's
next
on
time,
you.
Don't
and they'd be
order
like,
it.
can I just get a burger instead? And I'm like,
yeah, sure. And charge you for it.
And then they would be mad they got charged for it. There are people that think that you can just try
that's
something
wrong.
on the menu and swap it
That's
out.
wrong. That's wrong. That's stealing or thinking you could steal. But
Those are people with bad parents.
now they didn't ask why people are hesitant to send food back. And okay, maybe it's because, don't want to interrupt a meal. I don't want to be difficult. You're worried that somebody in the kitchen might mess with it. Yes, these are all things. These are all things. And a good restaurant would appreciate actually you sending it back because you didn't get it right or because they didn't get it right. Because they want you to have a good experience. That's a good restaurant.
Yeah.
But yes, the app's coming at the same time as the entrees. That is.
Here's a message. Is Rizz the only sane person on the show? If I go to a restaurant and order something, it's because I think it sounds good, and that's what I want. Why should I just accept them bringing me something wrong?
He just said he doesn't send it back.
No, I have, though, but I have in the past.
Oh, I have. There are times you have to, but
Sometimes you have to.
I'm choosy about it.
Well, and the app entree situation, I tried to say something, and the guy went, sorry.
I mean, you're eating it. It's usually you're not done with
Didn't
the
he
app
backhand
anyway.
you too?
By the time your entrees come, like that. That's normal.
No, it's not.
Didn't he say it as he was walking
No, it's
away?
not.
I don't like
As
having
you're
a
walking
break.
away.
I don't like when the appetizer
I do,
is
'cause I
small
like-
and then I have a break for a second.
Me neither.
I do.
I like to I'm a train, dude. I'm plowing through.
Thank
I'm
you.
running a
I
train on my
don't. I
entree
wanna-
and
I
the
wanna-
appetizers.
Too quickly.
Preach.
Yeah, he wants to draw this out and be one of those guys. And I'm
you're
not
saying-
gonna.
I am one of
Never
those
go back
guys.
to that establishment, which is insane to me because it's such a great place. One time,
That they gave you your food with your food.
I will forgive eventually.
okay.
I just want to move on. I ain't got that kind of time.
Right now, I still have not forgiven.
Satiate me and bill me.
And if I see this guy out of the restaurant, I may beat him up.
Oh, jeez.
I like it.
I want to be pulling for multiple platters.
Yes.
I have no issues. Bring it all.
No.
Yeah, give me
Bring
my
it
soup,
as soon as
salad,
it's. Because
app.
here's the thing: I want it hot. I want it as soon as it's ready, because all they're doing when they bring it to you like that, they're letting your stuff sit in the window.
Exactly.
not a good
They're not timing it out perfectly.
Yeah,
they're
are.
letting your stuff
Not
sit in the window under a
not
heat
a good
lamp.
place.
Yeah, it's
And this place is pricey for what it is.
It's to give you the illusion of like absolute service and customizability. You know what I want you to
You're
do?
wrong, guys.
I want you to know that I'm not interested in
I
the
will die
dessert.
on this hill.
So bring me my soup, my salad, my entree, and the check underneath the plate, please. Let's
I'm
go.
going to die on this hill.
Dude,
I don't care what you guys say. You guys are wrong.
Let me ask you this.
1,000,000%. Yes.
What do you do in a hibachi situation? Okay, because they bring the cool soup out, the ginger salad.
Yeah.
Okay, now they're throwing.
Not at once, though.
Well, it overlaps.
And now I got to wait for the chop guy because he wants me to
No, they
sit
bring
here and
you.
do this. Just do
Okay,
your thing.
I don't love the hibachi.
What?
But when we do go, on the rare occasion, I don't like sitting with strangers. Honestly.
Okay.
I don't understand that. But you're Mr. Social too. Of all of us, you should be the one that loves that.
You have 4 people rolling in your crew to this hibachi. You're filling up a table on your own, pretty much.
No, it's like a 12-seater.
last time we went, Oishi in the valley.
Yeah,
right.
That's our favorite. We do birthday parties there.
So it was. So it was 2 families. It was for somebody's birthday. So it was me. It was my family and another family that we know, and then there was 2 other people.
Oh no! It was a couple that had to
Some
deal with
randos?
your
There was
guys'
a couple
birthday
that had to
party.
deal with 8.
Gosh. That's
Yeah,
a bummer.
Okay.
That's why I'm
And
out.
this one woman that I don't know that was sitting in the corner, all she kept asking was for yum sauce.
Can I have
and
some more yum yum sauce?
And I go, you got.
You guys.
I go, you got to stop saying yum sauce. I'm like, I can't.
It's just it's mayonnaise.
You've had enough.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I was the hibachi grill was not the same after I said that because I was getting. She kept asking for it. I go, enough with the yum sauce.
That hibachi guy just takes the oil, takes it straight to himself, like lights the grill and himself on fire.
We have not
I
been
can't
back
deal
there
with
since.
this
The hibachi
ridiculous-
guy went out like the Rage Against the Machine poster.
Yeah.
The monk setting himself on
Just so
fire.
you know, we have
couldn't deal
not
with
been
your
back there
family.
since.
Okay, can you? What are you talking about? You have one bad yum sauce situation. Now we're never.
It
doing
was the
hibachi.
woman. She
That was
kept
the
wanting-
woman, dude. It wasn't even you. It wasn't even the restaurant. That restaurant rules. I
He
love
thinks that woman lives there.
I wish I could have a hibachi every day.
Well, so I'm eating all that hibachi stuff is mediocre for what it is. It is. Let's be honest.
Get out of here, dude. The fried
It
rice
is-
alone is so
it-
fresh and
it's fine.
saucy.
I did it for the first time in Hawaii.
And it's
Don't
fine.
care if I ever do it again.
That was your first hibachi?
Yeah.
Really?
It's
How
fine. It's a
on
show. I get it. The
I
kids.
don't even care about the show. It's the
Everything's
freshness
very
of the cooked food.
It's
everything's
phenomenal.
greasy.
They
It's
won't even launch shrimp and
phenomenal
shit no more.
if you're not paying. If someone else pays, it's the
call.
greatest.
It's very
I
expensive
will
for what it
always
is.
pay.
If you pay,
So
my
I'm
word.
eating my mediocre fried rice. I'm eating it, and I think I'm drinking a Mai Tai. I don't know what I'm drinking.
it's a $410 thing for me.
And all this woman keeps asking for is yum sauce. And at one point, I like.
It's not even the best
I like-
sauce.
You're throwing shrimp at her.
No, I went. I dropped my. I go. We got to stop with the yum sauce thing.
You're ruining my son's birthday.
What do you mean? She was asking for it. They were not responding.
Can I get more?
Oh, can I get more? Just bring the bottle.
I was like, just give her the squeeze bottle for
Yeah.
God's sakes. Just give her the squeeze bottle.
They take the sake and
'Cause they-
shoot it into your mouth.
Because they put it in the little
Guy who's
little
peeing.
ramekin things that
Oh,
they
yeah.
give it to you.
Oh, yeah,
it wasn't enough for her. Just give her the squeeze bottle. I'm getting fired up already.
Man, I'm going to the hibachi tonight.
Will you take me?
Yes, I
Tight.
will. And I will pay.
Oh, even
For
better.
real? Being serious? What's tonight? Tuesday?
Tonight's
I would
Tuesday.
do hibachi with everybody. I think
You
we'd
would?
have a good time.
Okay,
We'd
now
have a
we're back
great
on the
time.
hibachi. Okay, great. This
But
is
I
so
want- I
grateful.
will show
Oh,
you
onion
how-
volcano!
I didn't say I wouldn't go. I just said I don't care if I ever do it again. I've had the experience.
This is disappointing.
They don't do the cool stuff no more, dude. I said, launch a shrimp at me, brother. I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Somebody
And he
probably
goes,
got hit
can't
in
do
the
that
eye.
anymore.
That
Get
was
out of
Hawaii.
here.
That's not true.
Said they can't do it because of
Well-
A, COVID, B, lawsuit.
What does COVID have to do with
They
it?
popped someone in the eye with a shrimp.
Never mind
Somebody
them.
sued. Somebody got litigious.
We're in St. Louis. They'll still do it. But believe me. And you know what? Next time I go, I got to take earplugs because all of the bang, 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 bang. Like, it starts to get to me.
What does that have to do with COVID?
I don't know, dude. I'm relaying a message. Don't kill the messenger here.
Go to Chesterfield.
I said I
Put
want a
the
shrimp
name
in my
of
mouth. I was waiting the whole
He goes,
time. I'm like, I
COVID.
can't wait.
What
Can't
is
wait
that?
for this guy to be like backhand behind
You know
the
what
back
that is?
shrimp
It's
into
an
Rafe's mouth.
excuse.
Maybe he just sucks. Maybe he's a
Yeah,
bad
he can't
thrower.
do it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never get it in my mouth. It's always a disaster. Like he's throwing 40 shrimps at me until I make
Plus,
one.
what do they make the freaking tower volcano out of?
Onions.
Onion.
Thank you.
Oh, and that's
Hurts
right.
me.
I know.
And then
Hurts
you
me to
can't
watch.
have
I don't
the
get to be
sau-
part of the fun.
Well,
You
you
have
can
the
still watch.
rice.
I get to watch, but I don't get any of the onions. I watch everybody else enjoying the onions that I want. My body won't take.
Is there nothing you can do for this? Is there no Tums or
can you take, like, an enzyme
Oneo
of some
pills or
kind?
something?
It's just that's just like the last slap in the face. I'm like, if you flip a shrimp in my mouth, I'll turn a blind eye to the onion volcano. I don't have a problem with that.
I like when they take the squeeze bottle and they pretend to like do
I
it
went to
and
Steve
its string
Aoki's.
comes out.
Yeah, the
That
ketchup
is
thing.
cool.
Benny
Every
Hanna?
time.
No, it was Steve Aoki and I was like,
No,
oh,
Steve
Steve
Aoki's
Aoki's dad.
dad
DJ.
is Benny
is
Hanna.
Benny Hanna.
say that again.
The Benihana restaurants, that's Steve Aoki's dad. That's where he comes from. That's
Really?
They got
He's a
Benihana
hibachi.
money.
He's a hibachi empire.
He's hibachi royal.
He is from Benihana money.
Didn't know that. Also, didn't think it was the same guy. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, Black Eyed Peas, Steve Aoki. Like,
No, Steve Aoki's a DJ.
Yeah, but he was with the Black Eyed Peas for a while, right?
No, that's
No.
a different
With him?
guy.
Man, that's
thinking of Will I Am.
racist.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
it's not
you're
Will
right,
I Am.
I
It's
am.
the other guy. It's the long-haired
I
guy.
am thinking of Will I Am.
No, you're not.
What's wrong with you, dude?
Anyway, Mr. Miyagi's place was great.
Wow, man,
You're thinking of Taboo.
we sure do cover a lot of
Taboo.
ground. What's Taboo?
The Black
Sworn
Eyed
he
Peas
did
guy.
that song with him.
No, okay.
The Steve Aoki of Black Eyed
The
Peas
long-haired
is
fella?
Taboo. Yeah.
Now, Steve Aoki has the look of a guy, that smile of a guy who comes from Benihana money for sure.
Yeah, Steve Aoki doesn't have to worry about much.
Nah, never
it
has.
was- This was just called Steve Aoki's.
So he's got his own hibachi place in
Yeah, he's got
Honolulu.
his own place.
Tell you what.
And I didn't know it was hibachi, and we went in, made a res, and then they sat us with people, and I was like,
Right?
man, I was not ready for this.
Hibachi without the
We
flipping?
had fun. We had the 4 Okinawan Golden Girls with us, and we had a great time with these gals. They were just a group of old.
Yeah.
One of them would end up being, we found out she owned a string of hotels in Hawaii. She was
What-
very wealthy.
Wouldn't it have been more fun though to watch him like tossing shrimp and it's with them trying to catch it?
And you know, when we go to like an all-inclusive vacation, there's always a Japanese restaurant on the resort with the hibachi, and the kids are like, "Oh, I'm like, oh."
Yeah,
I got to live out a dream
Do
of
that.
going back there.
and they put you with another family, and
Did you do the one at the Hard Rock?
we got to make small talk. You know,
I went to
Did you do
Jamaica.
the Dominican Hard Rock one?
from Detroit, great.
Because that one's pretty good.
That's also
They're
tight.
all the same. They're
Wow.
all the same.
Okay.
I got to do
They're
the
all
flip.
the same.
You did?
Yeah. Got to like cut everything up and then like plop it in the hat. It was awesome.
Okay, so if you go to Oishi in Chesterfield, and Ninja, the Ninja Steakhouse on Clarkson, it's the same. They're all the same. They all do the same things.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I'll take a Brazilian steakhouse over hibachi any day.
You talking about the red light, green light?
Red
Yes.
light, green light. They don't watch me eat.
Yeah.
They just come by and without judgment, slice me off a piece and go away.
I don't like the weird meat stick that the meat's hanging
Yeah.
on.
Oh, that doesn't bother me.
I feel like
at
it's
all.
been there for a few weeks.
I just get
Please.
you just get meat sweats and meat drunk.
And I
it's-
think of
It
Bridesmaids.
doesn't feel good. And then you got tar for a deuce for 2 days.
And it's one of those places where they'll bring the steak by when you first sit down, and then somehow it never comes back by your table, and you
You
have
turn
to
your card over.
you have to
What-
keep asking for it, and they're like,
Yo.
"You want chicken?
What if I
You
go
want
to
cheap stuff?"
Do Brazilian a Brazilian barbecue in Brazil because it's a little different.
I'm never
It's
Do that.
It's chicken hearts. It's all sorts of different parts. You ain't seen it. Fogo
What
de
if
Chao.
next time I go to
Which, by the way, chicken hearts
Tucanos?
are pretty good.
Right, that's a place up
Chicken
in
spades.
Tucanos is pretty good, dude. And
Last
that's
time
like
I went there, a woman kept asking for yum yum sauce.
Nah.
I can't.
This lady's following you around. Was the lady your wife? You're like, this lady just wouldn't stop.
Yum
Everywhere we
sauce.
go.
That's just mayonnaise and tomato sauce and something else, right? It's kind of like the.
It's mayo. I don't know what it is.
It's yummy.
I think it's like paprika and tomato sauce and mayonnaise or something.
Mm-hmm.
Something else to it. But
No, it's ketchup and mayo. That's what it is.
yeah.
It's ketchup and mayo. That's what it is.
The other sauce, the ginger sauce, is so good.
That's fine. All right. So from the website Chowhound, this is what they write. There's nothing like sinking your teeth into a juicy burger. Between unctuous protein, a pillowy bun, and toppings that range from bright and fresh to gooey and decadent, there are countless ways to create a winning burger flavor combination. Across the United States, there are over 80,000 burger restaurants in active operation. 80,000. And And Chowhound says that number begs a daunting question. What burger shops come out on top? So, the website Chowhound, they pick the best burger in every single U.S. state. And the one from Missouri is here in the St. Louis area. I've never been. Would anybody like to fashion a guess?
Is it more of your classic old school St. Louis restaurant, or is it a newer spot?
I think this is a classic
Is
restaurant.
it Seamus?
No.
Okay.
Has anybody been? I don't know if you're going to guess this. It's not like High Point. It's not.
Is it a place that has one location?
No, there's 3.
Five Guys?
No. Not a chain.
Oh.
There's 3.
High Point.
No High Point. I've never heard
Does
of
Bailey's
this place.
have
No, it's
multiple
not
locations?
Bailey's. It's not Bailey's range. It's Mike Duffy's.
Yeah, Mike Duffy's, Richmond
yeah,
Heights.
Out there, yeah.
I've never been there.
It's good.
I've been to Mike Duffy's, but I don't think I've had the burger. Good
Yeah,
for them.
I haven't had that in 15 years.
But they said, Chowhound says, Mike Duffy's, multiple locations, Town and Country, Kirkwood, Richmond Heights. For a best burger, for a best in St. Louis burger, your best bet is Mike Duffy's. Burgers come minimally dressed on brioche buns with the option to add lettuce, tomato, onion, and pickle. Aside from the Duffy's classic hamburger and cheeseburger, try the award-winning Cajun burger with hot jalapenos and Cajun aioli, or the fully customizable and vegetarian black bean and quinoa burger. Gross.
Yeah, dude. I'm not gonna.
Substitute any of the patties for one made of bison or salmon. And that's where to
Dang,
get.
they
In
got-
Missouri, to get the best burger is Mike Duffy's.
All right.
All right.
They got all the options too. Yeah, it looks good, man.
It looks good.
Yeah. When I lived in East City, there was one not too far from there, and we'd go quite a bit. But I haven't been in a million years.
I've never even thought of Mike Duffy's. I don't know where it is.
It's in Richmond Heights. It's right kind of by Louis, like off of
Demond?
Clayton. Yeah, like Clayton and Demond, like by that. There's a Panera over there.
Schnucks and
Yeah, that-
right
right
next
by
to it's in the
Schnucks.
Schnucks shopping center.
That's
yeah.
right.
I'll have to go check that out. The best burger that I have personally had in St. Louis from a place that isn't there anymore. It was in Clayton, but they made an excellent burger. The bread was fine. It was minimally dressed, but they had a ice cream scoop of cheese on it.
Oh, yeah, the
Pub
pub
cheese?
cheese.
Just like pub melty cheddar and
It is so good.
take your breath away.
That's why I love Blueberry Hill so much, because of that pub cheddar.
Yeah, their burgers are good. All right, one more thing, then we got to take a break. We'll talk comic books next. Let's talk about what's hot and happening in fast food right now. While some chains are struggling, there are 7 fast food chains that you're about to see everywhere. Popping up everywhere, coming soon to a neighborhood near you. Del Taco is not on there, Scott, nor is Taco John's.
You shouldn't have said that.
I'll be in my room.
Number 1 was Raising Cane's.
Hello.
Wait, what
They
is
are-
this
It
list?
is everywhere.
So
What
these
happened?
are 7 fast food chains that we're about to see everywhere.
Is the other one
Sucks to be you
McDonald's?
guys.
Tell me Zaxby's or somebody's making a
No, so Raising Cane's is spreading across the country at lightning speed. They opened up 118 locations last year.
Dang.
They have almost 900 restaurants and over $5 billion in revenue.
Yet according to you
Yeah.
guys, it sucks.
It does.
No,
It is,
I actually did copy the recipe, and I made it last night. And you have to boil the chicken in old dirty hot water first, and
Yeah.
then it was really
and then
good.
you throw it on the floor and step on it.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh man, the heat from this show.
And guess what? It comes with all the yum yum sauce you can have.
Number 2 was Shake Shack.
Okay.
Shake Shack spreading like
They're hitting all the
Like
airports,
wildfire.
that's for sure. And
from a single hot dog cart in New York City to a burger empire.
it's really fascinating to see this with the new knowledge that we have too. 'Cause, you
And he's
know-
a St. Louis guy, too.
yeah, he didn't start it here though.
No, he didn't. He started in New York City, but he's a St. Louis.
Yeah,
Born
it's
and bred
it's
guy.
interesting since we
pretty
did kind of dive deep on the Taco John's thing and talk to the franchisor and kind of learn the whole process. And I went pretty deep on it too and really considered. But it's interesting to see on that end some of these places that are growing this fast. It is pretty insane.
Shake Shack is growing quick. In fact, they're 600 locations worldwide.
Wow.
Panama now, Tokyo, Dubai. Number 3 was Dutch Brothers, and I didn't hear about this place. I drove past it. I think it's out in St. Peter's, I think there's one location. We drove by it. My daughter's like, "Oh, Dutch Brothers." I go,
What
"The
is
paint?"
that?
I thought it was paint.
It's coffee, and it is taking the nation by storm.
I thought Dutch Brothers was
Love
paint.
it. No, it's Dutch
That's
Bros
dope,
coffee.
yeah.
They give you like cute little stickers. They got a whole thing. I think that's why Starbucks is going back. When Starbucks changed all their stuff, I think it's because everyone's going Dutch Bros. Because Dutch Bros is like what Starbucks was when it started. It
Oh,
feels
it's
like
Dutch Bros, not Dutch Brothers.
Dutch Bros.
Dutch
but,
Bros.
But it's also they're also doing the thing where they're doing like Seven Brew, small.
Coffee's good too.
It's drive-through only, right? Look, I mean, it even looks like a
lot
paint
of
store
them are.
For
Right?
goodness
Oh,
sake.
so we passed it. Okay, it's on Bryan Road in O'Fallon. We passed there the other day, and I go, I thought it was a paint place.
Yeah, that's a
It
great
looks,
paint
it looks like a
shop.
paint shop.
Looks like an old photo
All-
developer.
Paint my belly with your coffee.
All this corporate coffee stuff.
Paint
All
the
these guys,
toilet.
what they're doing is they're taking this abundance of real estate that's been crashed out. Steak and Shakes, Fazoli's,
Oh, because
whatever.
we got scooters opening up all over the place.
Yeah, and
I
they do
love
these
scooters.
they do these quick teardowns and these drive-through only little shops, and it's not a big print, it's not a huge menu. They get a whole bunch of 20-somethings to have fun for the discount and
Dutch
go work
Bros,
there.
They're going to have 2,000 locations by 2029. That's their plan.
Wow.
This is the
I
first
look
time I've
forward to
ever heard of
hearing
it.
and seeing it.
In O'Fallon on Bryan Road. Crumble Cookies, another one.
Overrated.
Everywhere now. Way overrated.
Too big, too mushy, too much. No thanks.
I think it's at the top for Crumble right now, to be honest.
Crumble, you think it's peaked?
I think we're at the peak right now.
I think we are too.
It's so gooey in the middle.
I think we're in the big cookie bubble right now, and it's about to crash. The giant fresh baked cookies in the pink boxes.
I disagree with you that they're overrated. I love them.
I don't like them.
I'm also a cookie addict, so it's a drug to me,
That's true.
and I have to steer clear because, like, I think they're too good.
Freddy's is number 5.
Yeah,
It's my kid's favorite.
Freddy's expanding real quick.
that one's the best.
Retro vibe, full menu of burgers, frozen custard treats, on track to hit over 800 locations by 2026. I still have yet to try.
It's
Fine.
it's what Steak and Shake always dreamed to be.
Dave's Hot Chicken. Have you tried that yet, Lern?
I have not.
Is that Nashville based?
We have one in Maplewood, and we have one a while back. Is that the same hot chicken joint that came in like
I
10
think
years
it's
ago?
it's backed by Drake.
Oh.
We got Chuck's
I'm
hot
out
chicken.
then.
There's a Chuck's hot
Yeah,
chicken.
we're Kendrick Lamar.
We're a Kendrick Lamar show.
Where's Kendrick's chicken? Champaign, Illinois, Dave's Hot Chicken. We don't have one
We
closer?
don't have one closer, I guess. What's the one where the old Denny's used to be in South City? What's that now? That's a chicken place.
That is a Slim Pickens.
Slim
or
Pickens.
Slim Chickens.
Slim
Yeah,
Chicken.
those seem to be
Which I
popping up
assume is
everywhere.
the same Raising Cane's. I think the reason these places are popping up is it's so cheap.
Gus's fried chicken is what's in Maplewood.
Yo, Dave's Hot Chicken
Gus's is good.
has the
Chuck's-
coolest logo though.
Chuck's hot
So
chicken
does
is from
Slim
Nashville.
Chickens.
Look at it. It's a rubber chicken face doing the.
Yeah. So Dave's Hot Chicken, maybe we'll get one near us, and Jollibee.
What's Jollibee?
Never heard of that.
Frozen yogurt?
Filipino fried chicken making big moves here in the States.
Filipino
it's a logo.
fast
You'll
food
notice the
chain.
logo.
Jollibee.
It's a cool looking
Jollibee.
logo.
Oh, we've talked
So
about this one
hungry
before.
right
I've never
now.
seen this in person. You know what we're missing is the piri piri chicken place in England that is everywhere. It's called Nando's. If we ever get a Nando's in the U.S.,
Legit?
it's like it bridges this weird gap between like Applebee's and not Raising Cane's, but something like that.
Yeah.
It's so good, dude.
I do
it's
wanna-
so good.
Slim Chicken's website, and I want to shout out because they're taking Chick-fil-A on head on. Bold font. It says, actually, it's your pleasure. Tight.
Ah, nice.
They're not saying
It's my pleasure.
They're saying, no, actually,
It's
you're welcome.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
your
that's
pleasure.
pretty sick, actually. That makes me want to go
Are they
there.
open on Sundays? 'Cause that's also a
They are open on Sundays, and they do handmade jar desserts. I thought it was like a Raising Cane situation, but they have like wings.
What do you mean?
Everything's
handmade
chicken.
Jarred desserts,
Oh,
like
look
a
at-
pie
Like
in a
it
jar.
looks like a little,
listen,
looks like a
guys.
strawberry shortcake.
But did you see the menu on this thing?
We're,
Jollibee from Chicken Joy fried chicken down to
They have spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
all right, we got to take a break.
Yum yum. They got yum yum sauce.
All right, we're going to talk to James Enstall from Two Rivers Comic Con next. Tell you what's going on this weekend out in St. Charles. Welcome back to the Rizz Show. Joining us in studio, the guy in charge of Two Rivers Comic Con this weekend up in St. Charles, Mr. James Enstall. Good morning, sir.
Thanks
How are
for
you?
having me. I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Well, you have an exciting couple days coming up.
Yeah, very busy.
Very busy. So, for those who might not know, what is Two Rivers Comic Con all about?
It's a brand new Comic-Con. We're bringing it to historic St. Charles. This is something that I've been a fan of comic books since I was little, getting shoved in my locker holding my Spider-Man comics. But it's something I've grown up with all the toys. As an 80s kid, you had that triumvirate of the TV show, the cartoon, the comic, and the toy line all together, like Transformers, G.I. Joe. So I grew up with all that, and I remember Mrs. Glauser in third grade, if you're listening, I did make something out of these things.
Nice.
We're doing a Comic-Con, so I'm very excited.
Rafe was the guy that was shoving you in the locker.
Oh, could be. I thought I recognized you.
I would have taken the comics, though.
But, see,
Yeah, he would have shoved you. He would have given you a swirly, given you a wedgie, shoved you in the locker, and then stolen your comics.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look
I
here,
didn't
nerd.
have it as bad, it sounds like then.
Give me that.
Were you into comics as a kid?
I was early. I got out of it when I got into music, but we had a baseball card shop that started doing comics out of nowhere, and I think me and Kevin, my buddy, were the only ones buying things. But I was buying everything, and at first it was just what covers look cool, and then he started like doing his research, and he'd come up and be like, "No, you can't get that Spawn. You need to get this one with Wolverine or whatever." Like, so he was my educator, so I just started buying whatever Kevin. told me
I
to.
remember my dad went crazy when the Death of Superman comic came out.
That was a big one.
Do you remember? Do you remember the Death
yeah.
of the Death of
Of course.
Superman
That
was huge.
comic? I remember he went and my dad wasn't into comics. He went and bought as many copies as he could and put him in our safe.
That's
Put him in the safe because he goes, "This is going to be worth something one day." How much are they worth?
I'd say maybe about $10, $15.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So it is an increase on your investment. So there is that.
I can't even feed my family at Five Guys.
That's true.
Thanks, Dad.
Worth it.
Totally worth it. So, yeah, what makes Two Rivers Comic Con unique compared to other Comic Cons? I mean, it's in two locations. So the Steel Shop and the Foundry
Correct. Yeah.
up in St. Charles. So what makes your Comic Con unique?
The best thing about it is it's kind of a grassroots because we see these corporate cons like Wizard World came through here several years back. Fan Expo tried it for a year. And these corporate cons, nothing against them. They do a great job, but they're more like pop culture conventions and not comic cons. So what we're trying to do is we're working with the community. We've got a lot of great local comic book shops like Fantasy Shop with 4 locations around St. Louis, Endless Comics. We've got Bugs Comics. These people have said, how can we help? A lot of the people I'm working with, local businesses who are sponsors, I've had relationships with these businesses that I've built now over the past 25 years because I'm terribly old. And they've said, how can we help? What do you want from us? Chef Liz with Tenacious Eats
Nice.
has immediately said, hey, what can I do for it? She got the licensing for us to show Conan the Barbarian at Two Plumbers with Roy Thomas doing a Q&A, who Roy Thomas wrote Conan at Marvel Comics, and he was a consultant on the film. So we're going to have all these special events after the con, but it's really just the community coming together to say, hey, St. Louis doesn't have anything like this. We deserve something like this, and they've helped me build this.
I have a buddy who is a comic book creator. Have you ever heard of The Unforgiven by Tyler B. Ruff?
I have, yeah. Tyler, because he worked on a comic book with my friend Jim Oosley.
He's incredible. He and I went to Illinois State together, and we became pals up there. And he got his degree in fine arts. And I mean, beautiful they're almost graphic novel. I don't understand the difference. Like, to me, it's all comics.
Yeah.
But I guess he does graphic novels.
Ask the difference. I mean,
Yeah,
the
what
guy's
is the
right
difference
here. I mean,
between a graphic novel and a comic book?
Graphic novels, a lot of times people interchange the term graphic novel and trade paperback. If it's a collection of like the first 5 issues of Justice League, it gets collected. They call that the graphic novel for whatever storyline that was. But also graphic novels are storytelling vehicles in and of themselves. The very famous one, Mouse, that came out. As I'm on air now, I'm struggling to remember the gentleman's name who wrote it, but it's basically the story of the Holocaust written through the tale of a cat and mouse.
I've seen that.
We studied it at Westminster College when I got my degree in political science. They had us study this graphic novel. So it's really some groundbreaking stuff that you get in these formats that are just a new way of telling a story, and they're really good, really cool.
My mother-in-law bought my niece is really into like anime and manga. And so she bought Mouse for my niece because it's such an incredible storytelling. And in a way that, young people can kind of digest a little bit better the history than it being like as brutal as the history is of that time.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Written by Walt Disney.
Novels as well. I just got Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut just got turned into a graphic
Oh
novel.
my gosh,
It's very-
really?
It's very, very cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
going to a Comic-Con for the first time, it's overwhelming if you've never been, because it's like visually, you're like, oh my God, there's so many things here, whether it be Funko Pops, whether it be, tables set up with different, different artists.
Everybody's dressed up.
Everybody's dressed up. Yeah. So what can a first-time attendee expect when they walk through the doors this weekend?
The great thing about this is it's not going to be overwhelming, because if you go to a big con, like obviously everyone thinks of San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con on the coasts, those are overwhelming for anyone who has even a mild bit of I can't take this much stimulus. So the good thing about this, A, it's a first-year con, so we're kind of starting small and lean. B, it's going to be very family-friendly and fan-oriented. Did I say that right? Family-friendly and
yes,
fan-oriented. I'd like to buy a vowel. I'm so sorry.
Family's
it's early.
kind of a cool
Also, you
name.
should trademark that family-friendly thing.
Family-friendly.
That's pretty
It's
cool.
rolled in together. But so, yeah, this will be something that I think if you've never been to a Comic-Con before, this is a great way to dip your toe in the water, because it's not going to be overwhelming. You can check out panels if you want to, like, oh, you've got these Spider-Man people here. I'd like to hear what they have to say about you. You can just kick back and do the panels. If you want to get your Justice League figure signed, we're going to have the cast of the Justice League there.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Like Phil Lamar,
Carl Lumley and Susan Eisenberg. Yeah, Maria Canals-Barrera. We just had Carl on my show this past week and discussing it, and he was just in the new Captain America movie as Isaiah Bradley. So he's kind of riding that little bit of a high too, but he's such a great actor. All these people are fantastic individuals, and I've just kind of built a relationship with them now since I've been doing my show for the past 8 years. And again, it was one of those things, I knew I kind of wanted to start out with a superhero theme, and all these people were so generous and said, we'll be happy to come to your Comic-Con.
I love that.
who are you most excited to see this weekend?
Sleep at the end of the weekend would be great. But no, as far as it's hard to say, because I really did with this con. I was so fortunate that I got to pick my favorites. So, I mean, Carl Lumley, I've never met him in person before, so I'm very excited for that. We've got my favorite Spider-Man artist, Mark Bagley, is coming. Roy Thomas, who I mentioned worked on Conan. He's the co-creator of characters like Vision and Wolverine and Werewolf by Night and Man-Thing. If you listen to him tell stories, it's fantastic. But just the vendors who are coming. There's vendors who I have corresponded with now by email, who I've never met in person. I know so many of them are excited to come and set up. So I'm excited just to meet them as well. It's going to be overwhelming.
Are there any panels or workshops that you would recommend for a first time or somebody who's really into it?
Yeah, if you're a first timer and you kind of like, oh, tabletop gaming, that seems like there's a lot there to take in. We have Tabletop Masters is going to be at the Steel Shop, and they'll walk you through, hey, what kind of game you're looking to play. They'll be doing demonstrations, and the Fantasy Shop will be at the Foundry. They'll also have tabletop stuff that if you're looking to buy something, they can kind of help guide you, like maybe this is where you want to start, depending on your level of comfort. And the panels are going to be great too. So if you don't know anything about comic books, these are industry professionals who just led the way as far back with Roy Thomas as the late 60s, early 70s, and then artists now like Mark Bagley, who has drawn Spider-Man more than any other artist ever. He'll be there talking about his art style, so you'll be a lot of stuff you'll be able to gain if you're wanting to get into the business, be it voice acting or comic books. These are the people you're going to want to come and ask.
Wow. If I bring my mom, will someone explain to her that Dungeons and Dragons is not satanic?
We can do that. We'll have interventionists.
Put that
on
to bed.
site. Yeah.
Can we put that to bed finally?
Did you play Dungeons and Dragons when you were a kid?
No, Satanic Panic, dude. My mom was.
Oh, Jackie.
I played it. Yeah, I played that in Boot Hill. I remember, like at a friend's house, but I could never have it in the house because she bought all in. She was all in on the Phil Donahue show and the Satanic Panic of the 80s.
So that was Phil Donahue started that?
It was like all of them. It was everywhere back then. That was like the big thing. So I'm going to bring my mom, and I want a professional to explain to her. She deprived me of my own joy.
Even Vin Diesel's big into Dungeons and Dragons. Like I think he's a dungeon master or whatever.
Wow. That's
So Joe Manganiello. It's like a huge group of Tom Morello and like all those guys. They all get together, and it's
They do?
I feel like it's tarot cards for dudes.
It's a gang, bro.
Tarot cards?
It is kind of.
It's a gang.
No, it's not.
It is your little crystal. It is your crystal shop for dudes. Now that you mention it, she's not wrong.
I take my niece to the Springfield Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And so, which is pretty big for,
Yeah.
I don't know how old it is, but she's so into it. And her mom and dad, like don't really like getting dressed up. I mean, I thrive on having a Halloween not in October and like, you know, being Catwoman and she was the Joker last year. And I don't know, that's just so much fun. So if you got a kid in your life that's into comics, even if you're not, like take them to this, dress up, have a good time, and you will. So much fun.
Yeah, cosplay is definitely encouraged. So if you want to dress up as your favorite superhero, your favorite anime character, or whoever it is, come dressed as Gilligan and the Skipper. I think it was at Springfield Comic Con. There were two guys walking around dressed as Gilligan and the Skipper. So it doesn't matter.
Oh, look at that. There's
Joe and Vince Vaughn and Tom Morello and a whole bunch of other dudes, and they're all
that's what a wrestler.
It was like
all D&D.
Kevin James shaved his head in the back
No,
of
it's
the
the
crowd.
guy
Who
that-
is that?
This dude?
The Big Show.
The Big Show.
The Big
wrestler.
Show. No way.
And they're all playing Dungeons and Dragons?
I'm telling you, man.
Again,
this is
fortune
like,
telling for dudes.
this is like a scene out there.
Henry Cavill is huge into Warhammer. He plays that all the time because he attached to that project. And
That
wanted
was
to do
Scott's
movie,
nickname in high school.
Right. Hold on to that.
Just in the locker room, right?
That's true. Yes. Just for my buddies, you know.
All right, so James, for people who might be new to comic books or conventions, what advice would you give to help them get the most out of the experience this weekend?
I'd say, and this isn't just me upselling you, definitely get a 3-day pass because at a Comic-Con, even one our size, there's going to be so much to do. So if you want to browse the vendors and everything like that, a lot of people like to do that on Friday because it's the first day and you'll be able to go through this stuff untouched. You'll be able to find, I really was looking for this and get that before someone else comes along and snags it in the weekend.
Right.
Sunday is the kind of the day to decompress and kind of clean up afterwards. So if you Saturday was so busy and so hectic, I didn't get my autograph from Phil Lamar, or I didn't get to go talk to Roy Thomas or Rick Burchett. That's the time to go get your sketches done by these artists or talk to them. And then Saturday is the day to just kick back, walk through, people watch. We're going to have a cosplay contest on Saturday for kids and another one for adults later on. It's the cutoff is age of 12, so it's Elizabethan rules. Once you hit 12, you're an adult. And then you just come in your best cosplay, and we'll have those contests. And there's a lot to do.
What does the comic book community think of the Marvel movies now? Did you see the latest one?
I didn't see Thunderbolts yet. No,
I saw it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, and it's hit or miss, just like anything else. Everyone's got an opinion. I think people want these movies. I know me personally, I can't speak for the entire comic book community, though I've been elected the spokesperson, but I want these to do well. So when they're bad, I'm a little disappointed, but I want them to get back on the horse and try again. I just finished the series 2 of Andor. I'm a Star Wars fan, and my gosh,
Moon loved that. He's
best
begging me to watch that.
best Star Wars ever.
It really was. It was
So good.
so much better than everything else recently.
And so I want those wins. I want, like you said, Thunderbolts. I've been hearing a lot of people say it's
great.
really good. I want those wins for the movie community. I'm really hoping that James Gunn's Superman. James Gunn's a local boy.
Looks great.
I'm going to be there opening night. And
People are too hung up on too many Zack Snyder acolytes out there that I'm just like, it looks good. Everyone's crapping on it. The movie looks great. The trailer's great.
People are crapping on the trailer?
yeah.
Yeah, man, because it's not dark. Because it's not Zack, or it's either too much like Zack Snyder or not enough. You can't win. They'll be like, they picked like 4 seconds of the movie. Like, look at these still shots that look just like Zack's. I'm like, Zack's a great cinematographer. Why wouldn't you emulate that? It's like, you just can't win. And then I think back to when I was a kid and the Captain America that came out on VHS, where it looked like his costume was made out of Play-Doh, and it was terrible. And I'm like, we're so spoiled now because we have superhero movies. There's a new one every 2 months.
Yeah. If you'd have told 10-year-old me that we'd be getting a new superhero movie or a new series
Think
on
how
Disney
hyped you would
Plus,
have been.
oh my gosh, I'd been losing my mind.
Well, I also feel like comic book fans are cynical.
Sure.
Right out of the box, like, hey, impress me.
Yeah. Well, I'm a comic book purist, so that first Iron Man movie in 2008, I was so upset. I'm like, he doesn't reveal that he's Tony Stark to everybody. That's stupid. But as things went on, it got proven that, that was the correct way to do it. And people are naysayers, like the blowback when Michael Keaton was cast as Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Mom's going to be Batman. And Daniel Craig, when he was cast as James Bond, this guy with blonde hair. So fans get it wrong sometimes.
Well, even when they announced that Heath Ledger was going to be the Joker, I remember that was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger, the pretty boy, as the Joker. Mm-hmm. And he wound up, winning an Oscar for it and being one of the most iconic movie villains of all time.
It's like the new Superman. They're like, it's not Henry Cavill. And I'm like, if you squint, you could barely tell these two dudes apart. Like, this guy looks like Henry Cavill. Like, it's barely discernible. But people just get mad
Who
about
was the guy
everything.
before him? It was
Brandon Routh.
right. Again, it was kind of look the same too.
Yeah, dark hair. I mean, that he's supposed to be good looking with dark hair. I mean,
Christopher Reeves, my Superman. Come on.
Hey, I was like that for a moment, and then I got put in my place. And I admit
Oh,
this
you
one.
were that guy?
Well, yeah. When we first talked about it, I was like, no, my Superman is this, and we shouldn't be doing this. And then I was like, I'm depriving my children of having what I had when I first saw the Christopher Reeve Supermans.
Yeah, because we wanted our kids to like that guy.
And guess what?
Because we liked him.
That does not play. My kids are not interested. And even just like tonally speaking, they watch it and they're just like, this is not for me. This is slow. This is not entertaining. This is whatever. And my kids, I want them to have something similar. And if it takes this one with the dog and some other things, I'm all about it. I've totally switched sides, and I was put in my place by our listeners.
I think the one thing we can all agree on, though, is Kevin Conroy is the best Batman ever. So, just me.
Who's that?
Kevin Conroy, he voiced Batman from Batman the Animated Series in 1992, and he voiced him in the Arkham games. So he's
The Mark Hamill counter,
voice,
right?
yeah, Mark Hamill's opposite. Because after Kevin Conroy passed away in 2022, that's when Mark Hamill said, "I'm never voicing Joker again because
okay.
it's never going to be the same without Kevin on the other side of the mic." But yeah, he's, for me and for so many generations, I've been to Comic Cons where people my age are walking their kid dressed as Batman up to meet Kevin Conroy, and it's like this multi-generational thing. I get teary-eyed thinking about it.
I love Christian Bale as Batman. Is that controversial?
I don't think so. I mean, these things should be like pizza. No matter what kind you get, it's still good. You know, I think Christian Bale, brought a certain thing to Batman. People like Ben Affleck, I think I've always said the hard thing is being Bruce Wayne. Anyone can put on the cape and cowl and be Batman. Being Bruce Wayne's the hard part. And I think Christian Bale did a good job. I think Ben Affleck did a great job.
What about the new Robert Pattinson?
I liked that movie because it was very much in that 1970s Steve Englehart, Marshall Rogers Detective Comics run. It was a little long, but I liked the aesthetic of it overall. And as a Batman fan, he's my favorite superhero. I thought it was pretty decent.
I thought it was long, and it was one of those for me. I saw it once. I don't need to see it again.
I just look at him and I can't get out of Twilight. That's really what it is for me.
He didn't do a great Bruce Wayne either. That was kind of
a little emo for Bruce Wayne.
He was kind of the same. Like there was no, it was a very emo Bruce Wayne. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, everybody's got to go this weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Two Rivers Comic-Con in St. Charles. It's both at the Foundry Arts Center and the Steel Shop in St. Charles. If you want the entire schedule of all the panels, all the events, everything that's going on, the number 2 riverscomiccon.com is the website. And if you want to buy tickets in advance, if you use the code POINT when you check out, you get $5 off. Suggestion is to buy the 3-day pass, of course.
Yeah, that way you're saving $10 doing that before you even use the promo code, because it's $20 for a day pass, $50 for a weekend pass. So you're already saving money. Put the code in on top of that, and you're saving even more.
That's awesome. Well, good luck with everything this weekend. What else do we need to know?
I'd say bring your comic books. We will have CGC facilitators there, so if you want to get your comics signed, you can get them signed by people like Roy Thomas. They put them in these encapsulated things that can survive a nuclear blast. They'll give them a grade, and they'll certify that it is their signature, so that's something that's fun to do as well.
That's awesome. So 2 riverscomiccon.com this weekend up in St. Charles, the number 2 riverscomiccon.com for your tickets and info. James, good luck with everything.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on.
St. Charles. One final break. We'll come back, wrap her up. All right, y'all. That's it. We're done for the day. We'll see you tomorrow. You missed anything? Make sure you check out the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring. Also, the podcast brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Moon, what's it called?
Give me that yum yum sauce.
Nice.
Give me that yum yum sauce. Moon, what else?
The barbecue and bargain bash is happening at Schlafly Tap Room. That is this Saturday. It's going from noon to 8. And the Teenage Dirtbags. It's a free show, all ages. And the Teenage Dirtbags are closing it out 6:30 to 8. So come on down. We should have some new merch there, which is going to be freaking sweet. And I was talking to Rizz earlier. We're going to throw in a whole bunch of songs that we haven't played either ever or in quite some time. So it's going to be fun. I'll see you Saturday, Schlafly Tap Room.
Lern.
Yeah, go see Mooners. Have a great day and enjoy the sun. Thanks.
All right, Rafe.
I will be in Springfield, Missouri this weekend with Jeremiah Watkins at the Blue Room. If you're out there in central Missouri and St. Louis is too far of a drive, come hang out. Otherwise, no notes.
All right, Scott.
Go to my TikTok channel, King Scott Rules, because later today I think I'm going to play some music on there. So it'll be good times.
That is nice.
So tight.
All right. We leave you with a selection from our Team Rizz Member of the Day, brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill from Columbia, Illinois. Rebecca Thayer is our Team Rizz Member of the Day.